Now we're ready for the play-by-play. And for all the action, let's call in the voice of the Rams, Al Witt.
Thanks very much, Steve Bailey. Good afternoon. Welcome to Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas for the NFL playoffs between the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams. Cowboys won the toss. They will receive. They'll be fielding the ball to your left. Rams Frank put it out, kicking off from the 35-yard line to your right. Starts forward. Rams in their blue jerseys, and this ball game is underway. It's an angling kick to the far side. It is fielded by Springs. Springs back to the 20-yard line, to 21 and put down right there. And that's where they'll take over. So the Cowboys will put it in play at their own 21-yard line after return of 17 yards. And the Cowboys are triggered by Roger Staubach. He led the Cowboys to the third most productive offensive performance by any team in an NFL season. Staubach hitting 58% of his passes, 27 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, the key man this afternoon. Drew Pearson and Tony Hill, the wide receivers. The running backs, well, Robert Newhouse is now going out of the game, and we'll see who they have in replacing Newhouse. They're going with two tight ends and a lone setback in Tony Dorsett. You hear the crowd react to that. Cosby is the extra tight end along with Billy Joe Dupree as they begin between the 21 and the 22, and Roger back to pass on first down. Hums it far sideline. Incomplete. Intended for Cosby at the 23-yard line, and Bob Brzezinski moving out to cover on the play. The rest of the offense, Pat Donovan at left tackle. It's Pro Bowler Herbert Scott at left guard, John Fitzgerald to center, Tom Rafferty the right guard, Rayfield right. The big cat is the right tackle. And as we said, they begin with a couple of tight ends in Billy Joe Dupree and Cosby. Now the Rams coming in with Ivory Selling and Pat Thomas, and they take out two linebackers. Out comes the outside linebackers, Brzezinski and Youngblood. It is 2nd and 10 from the 21-yard line to pitch to Dorsett. Going around left end, Dorsett tripped up and down at the 27-yard line. Dorsett will have about 5 yards to go for the first down. It'll be 3rd and 5 upcoming as Larry Brooks hit it. And defensively for the Los Angeles Rams, Freddie Dryer, Larry Brooks, Mike Fanning, and Jack Youngblood along the defensive line. The middle linebacker is Jack Reynolds. In the secondary, they have Perry, Cromwell, Elmendorf, Osteen, and Pat Thomas. Also in there is Ivory Sully, number 37. Here come the Cowboys in the shotgun, the spread formation. They're very successful out of this. It is 3rd and about 6. Staubach back to pass, sets up at the 17, looks. He throws on the run, incomplete, and 4th down upcoming, and the Dallas Cowboys will have to punt. And Dick Bassett is ever so important that a team against Dallas stops them on their initial possession, particularly in this rivalry between the Rams and the Cowboys, because we've seen big plays early on.
That's right. The way to set the pace of any game is to stop the team right away and not let them get that confidence. The Rams feel in certain passing situations or known pass situations, they take out all the linebackers now. They put in nothing but defensive backs to handle that pass coverage.
Danny White back to punt at the 11-yard line to your left. The Rams have Eddie Brown, 35-yard line to your right. No score in the game, just underway. Texas Stadium, look out! Pressure on, he gets the kick away. It is a short kick. It takes a Cowboy roll inside the 40 to 35 and down to the 32-yard line, and they got out of that one. Pressure put on right up the middle, Dick, on that attempted punt. He got it away, and lucky that he did, and ended up with 42 yards in a very fortuitous bounce.
Well, the Rams have been rushing from the outside on most of their punt coverage, trying to block a ball. They've been trying to block it from the outside. This time they came up the middle, came very close, but to show you how much luck the Dallas Cowboys had then, White got the ball off and a roll.
Here come the Los Angeles Rams out of the huddle, flip formation, far side, Waddy outside, and inside of him, Denard. At I backfield to Cullen Bryant and Wendell Tyler, and Ferragamo turns. He hands it off to Tyler. Tyler wrapped up as he hits the line of scrimmage, grabbed by the head and pushed backwards by John Dutton and Bob Brunick. And again, let's look at it from the other side of the table. The big, important thing for Dallas to do in this game, and they have foremost in their mind, and that is contain Wendell Tyler, who they consider one of the most dangerous running backs in the league.
Well, Tyler now has found out how to play a peekaboo runner. What he does is hide behind the line of scrimmage and let him take the defensive line any way they want, then he makes his break. But what's so good about Tyler, he got a first initial step, and that's fast.
Ron Smith in the game. They have no tight end in the game right now. Smith on the near side of the two wide receivers, far side. Draw a play. It goes to Cullen Bryant. He's across the 40-yard line and up to the 42-yard line. He is very close to the first down as Bryant, on a little delayed run, got a good opening off the left side, and Bryant got across the 40 and just inches shy would appear the first down, Dick.
Well, this is what the Rams need from Cullen Bryant is determination. He got the size, the big body at 235, 40 pounds, and if he runs with any kind of determination like he did on the last play, Dallas is going to be in trouble trying to come up with a defensive back and make that tackle.
Short yardage in right now. A little substituting going on defensively by Dallas as Cliff Harris is out and Dennis Thurman is in. A pro set. Ferragamo calls the signals from the 42-yard line, his own 42, third and short. Head bobs, he turns, he rolls out to the far side, going to pass, he shoots it over the middle, incomplete. As the Rams tried to cross up the Cowboys going to the air instead of running, and it didn't pan out. And so it's the Rams that'll have to punt and give the ball back to Dallas here in the first quarter.
Well, that's something the Rams have not shown, and you thought maybe they could get away with a play-action pass because they've been so conservative. This time, Dallas just, they played it as a play-action pass, and everything was covered. Vince Ferragamo had no place to throw that football but down in the ground and away.
Steve Wilson back to receive the punt for the Dallas Cowboys. It's Ken Clark. Let's see if Dallas tries to come after Clark, who's had a couple to block this year. He's back at the 27-yard line to your right. Snap right on target, no pressure on, gets a high spinning kick underway toward that donut dome here in Texas Stadium. Fair catch called for and made by Wilson at the 21-yard line to your left, and Dallas will have the ball again after a punt of 37 yards by Ken Clark. Time out on the field with 12 minutes, 14 seconds remaining, first quarter. No score in the game.
21 years ago, Bank of America took an idea whose time had come and made it a reality. Bank AmeriCard. Before long, it became a credit convenience people relied on. As acceptability spread worldwide, people realized how helpful it could be. Bank AmeriCard was simple. It gave people a way to consolidate expenses. Bank AmeriCard was convenient. It took away the worry of carrying too much cash. Bank AmeriCard was respected. People had a credit reference in the palm of their hands. Then Visa was added to our name, and today Bank AmeriCard Visa stands as the only Visa backed by Bank of America.
It's the one that has the name you know. It's recognized each place you go. When you've got the Visa with our name, you've got the one that's not the same.
Bank AmeriCard Visa. When it's got Bank AmeriCard on top, it's got Bank of America behind it.
In a game like this, you always wonder about surprises, Dick Bass, and then somewhat of a small surprise that Dallas coming out with two tight end offense early on in the game.
I think both teams have surprised us today, Al, in the first series of downs. Dallas opened up with a double tight end offense. The Rams go with something that we have not seen this year on the first short yardage play in the game, play action. But when you run a play-action pass like that, you got to get people that want to run a pattern, too, to help the quarterback. But the quarterback is stuck after he makes that handoff fake to the halfback. He's stuck back there.
Double tight end offense. Dallas, the up and down set along the line. The back split. Now they go back into an I. Lone wide receiver near side is Preston Pearson. Drew Pearson, rather. Pitch to Tony Dorsett. He's out to the 25-yard line, maybe the 26 for a gain of 4, perhaps 5 for the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas going with one wide receiver. Now they bring Hill back in the game to take out Cosby at tight end. So they are still calling the plays, as you know, for Roger Staubach. Tom Landry making those decisions, getting some help from upstairs, and Ermal Allen, one of the special assistants for the Dallas Cowboys. That's a gain of 4 at 2nd and 6 upcoming. No score in the game early on in Texas Stadium. Here on the near side, they have Drew Pearson in the backfield. Now he breaks out of the backfield, the near side, to create a flit formation. Perry watching him. The handoff to the opposite side goes Tony Dorsett. He breaks a tackle by Brzezinski and goes out of bounds after picking up, it would appear. No, he got out of bounds just before the first down, apparently. Yard shy at the 30-yard line. So short yardage upcoming on third down for the Cowboys, a little bit more than a yard.
Well, you know, in the past, when Isaiah Robertson was playing that side where Brzezinski is now, behind Fred Dreyer, the theory was that you could run to that side because Dreyer is not that big as a tight end defensive end goes. But with Brzezinski over there, that takes a little of that pressure off. That time, Brzezinski, a sure tackler, missed Dorsett, was a great runner anyway. He just popped out of his arm. But most of the time, Brzezinski will make that open field tackle.
Short yardage now, and Dallas, an up-and-down set, now has 3 tight ends in the game. Short yardage, third, a little bit more than one. Dorsett and Newhouse in the backfield. Staubach turns, he hands it off to Dorsett. Dorsett hit behind the line and brought down to the 30-yard line as Tony Dorsett stopped shy of the first down by the Los Angeles Rams defense, and Larry Brooks in particular moving laterally to his right to make the play, and Dallas will have to give up the ball. So 3 possessions combined by these two teams, and neither team able to get past the first series of downs.
Well, it goes back to what we talked about earlier, Al. Most teams think they can run to Fred Dreyer's side of the line of scrimmage. But with Brzezinski and there is a good, sure tackler, along with Brooks moving laterally along the line of scrimmage, it makes it kind of tough to run to that side.
And it was that side that Dallas attacked in 1975 in the NFC Championship game with shovel passes out of the spread formation. Going to Preston Pearson attacking Freddie Dryde. Worked out that time. Well, now the Cowboys will punt. White back of the 15-yard line to your left. Eddie Brown, 30-yard line to your right. Gets the punt underway. It's a nose-up spiral of beauty. Brown back to the 25-yard line. Cuts to the near sideline. Looks for a wall. Back to the 30 out of bounds. 35-yard line. Rams will put it in play right there at the 35 as Bruce Huther ran him out of bounds. Time out on the field. 10 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in the first quarter. No score in the game.
You know the old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. Well, the Farmers Insurance Group, FIG, believes in the converse of that. Namely, that where there's no smoke, there's certainly less chance of a fire. And that's why Farmers offers non-smokers an opportunity to save money on the cost of insuring their homes. If you and the other occupants of your home have not smoked in 2 years or more, and you qualify, you could get a non-smoker's discount on your homeowner's premium. And that discount could add up to a meaningful amount of money. You see, the Farmers Insurance Group is constantly working to keep the cost of insurance down and the amount of protection up. Their non-smoker's discount is one economic answer. Not smoking can bring many advantages in terms of insurance. The best thing to do is to talk to your Farmers agent soon. You'll find their name and number in the yellow pages, and you'll find them fast, fair, and friendly to do business with.
It's a chilly afternoon in late December in Dallas, Texas. The NFL playoffs, the first regular round. We're past the wild card round. The Cowboys and the Rams. Seems like we've been here before. The Rams have the ball across the 35-yard line as they'll put it in play with Waddy to the far side and Preston Denard the near side. Back split, Wendell Tyler along with Cullen Bryant. Neither team with the first down in the game. Each team has had the ball, well, the Rams once and the Cowboys twice. Ferragamo, a pitch goes to Cullen Bryant. Gets a block, but cuts up and doesn't get very much yardage. He's across the 35 to about the 36, and that's it. Call it a gain of 1. Bring up 2nd and 9 for the Los Angeles Rams. Defensively for Dallas, Harvey Martin and Michael Hegman making the tackles. Along the line, it's Martin, Randy White, the All-Pro. It's Larry Cole and John Dutton completing the line, the linebacking core. Some small but swift linebackers in D.D. Lewis, Bob Brunig, and Michael Hegman. In the secondary, Kyle and Harris. And Randy Hughes with a separated shoulder is playing. Benny Barnes at the other corner. Pro set for the Los Angeles Rams. Ferragamo, the quarterback, behind Saul. He retreats. He sets up at the 27, throws long. It'll be pass interference. The ball incomplete, bouncing awry at the 30-yard line. Covering down there was Aaron Kyle on Preston Denard, and the flag thrown, and it looks like it might be pass interference upcoming on the Dallas Cowboys. Let's listen. We have no microphone, apparently. It is pass interference against Dallas. You can hear that without a microphone from the crowd reaction.
Well, the Rams really got a break there, too, because Ferragamo was being sacked by a dog coming there, and he just had to throw the ball up for grabs. Another matchup, Al, is Harvey Martin and Doug Prince. They had a pretty good go at it, and Harvey was a little naughty to Doug last time here in Texas Stadium.
That's the first down of the game, and it comes on a penalty, and the Rams are in Cowboy territory at the 45-yard line. Ferragamo with boos cascading down, sends in motion Waddy to the near side, pitches to the opposite side, and Cullen Bryant, who cuts back against the grain, is up to the 40-yard line, or down to it, I should say, for a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 upcoming. And Rams football brought to you by Continental Airlines. Now's the perfect time to visit Hawaii. Continental can fly you there from Los Angeles in style. Every flight is on a wide-body Golden Jet with plenty of room to stretch out and relax. So call Continental and let them show you the way to Hawaii. Ron Smith now in the game as a wide receiver to the far side. Preston the the near side. The backs are split. It's 2nd and 6 for the Rams, 40-yard line to the Dallas Cowboys. First time a team has been in the opposition's end of the field. Hand off to Tyler. Breaks a tackle behind the line, but gains only a yard. Wendell Tyler almost got caught for a loss behind the line, Dick.
What Tyler has to be very careful of in this game here against Dallas Cowboys defense is to try to get down as fast as he can. Do not try to stand up. Dallas likes to stand you up and strip you of that ball, and it's almost a sin if you make the tackle by yourself. The defensive coach, I'm sure, telling the defensive unit of the Cowboys to stand them up and try to strip them. And Tyler's got to be very careful at him trying to stay up and get that extra yard. Get down.
3rd and 4 upcoming. Tom Landry said the keys in this game, turnovers and defense. It's been defense so far. We've not seen a turnover yet. Slot right formation. In motion, it's Waddy. 3 wide receivers in the game. Pitch! Oh! Harvey Martin with a play behind the line, and he wraps him up at the 45, and the Rams will have to get rid of the football. The pitch went to Wendell Tyler behind the line, and Harvey Martin fired through. Obviously got by his number 77, Doug France, and he just wrapped him up slightly after the ball got there. A big play by Martin, and now the Rams will have to bunt. It's Steve Wilson as the lone safety at the 10-yard line to your left. And to punt, it's Ken Clark at the 40-yard line to your right. Gets the snap, has time, aims for the near corner. Over to watch it is Wilson as it goes in the end zone for a touchback, and Dallas will take over at their own 20-yard line. A punt of 44 yards, but it got into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. And a timeout on the field with 7 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And the score, the Rams nothing, the Cowboys nothing.
Ernie Chevron.
Ernie.
Oh, hi, George.
Ernie, you know those new Atlas Golden Bear 2 tires you put on my car a while back?
That's Golden Air 2 tires.
Right. Well, while you were at it, you didn't just happen to slip in a little tune-up now, did you, Ern?
A tune-up? No.
Well, I bet you put in a new set of spark plugs then.
Nope, I'm sure I'd remember.
Well, maybe you put them in subconsciously or something.
George, I didn't do any of those things.
Yeah? Well, how come I'm getting better gas mileage?
Well, you probably have your new tires to thank for that, George.
Oh, fess up, Ern. My tires?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean since they're bigger, they'll go farther on the same number of turns?
No, I mean that compared to conventional bias ply tires, radial tires like Atlas Golden Air 2s or Atlas Silver Airs can help improve handling and get you better gas mileage as well.
You sure?
I'm positive, George.
Oh, well, something else then. They should stamp a picture of that Golden Bear right on the outside of the tire, Ernie.
Golden Air, George, air.
No, air goes inside the tire, Ern.
Half the first quarter is gone, and it's been defense so far as neither team able to do anything offensively. The only first down of the game has been by a penalty. Dallas breaks their huddle. They send Tony Hill from Long Beach to the far side. Near side, it's Drew Pearson. The Cowboys an up and down set by the line. The backs were split now into 9. The tailback is Tony Dorsett, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. It's the end around to Billy Joe Dupree. Dupree trying to turn the corner. He does. 30, 40-yard line, 45, 50-yard line. Out of bounds, they say, at the 47-yard line. Tony Hill with a good block on the play, and Rod Perry is having trouble with his knee. He's down at the 25-yard line and in obvious pain, Dick.
The key to the whole thing was a block on Fred Dreyer to get around that end. It looked like maybe a little holding on Fred, but they got away with it and turned the corner, and Rod Perry came up to force, and he hurt his leg, and he's in severe pain down on the field right now. And Nolan Cromwell came up to force it, and he forced to the inside, and Dupree went to the outside to put a big gain. And that's the way it went on that one. And Rod Perry's still down there, and the trainer's looking at him. George Menifee is looking at him now, and he's still rolling around. Al, I hope it's not serious.
It's a left knee, and you know that Perry has had knee trouble this year that knocked him out for several games. Matter of fact, most of the regular season. Well, Rams football brought to you by Chevrolet. The new 1980 Monte Carlo is at your Chevy dealers now with improvements you're going to like, including a luxurious new interior, standard V6 engine, and more. Check it out tomorrow, the new Chevy Monte Carlo. Well, that will be a crucial injury to the Los Angeles Rams because Rod Perry is at a position that's been weak just about the entire season for the Los Angeles Rams, and that's cornerback. And the most effective portion of the Dallas offense and defense this year has been the passing game. That is the segment of the team that has carried them despite their defensive problems. And being hoisted up by his teammates and putting very little weight on his legs is Rod Perry, the Pro Bowl cornerback last year for the Los Angeles Rams, who is in obvious pain. And if the way he is walking off to the near sideline is any indication, it looks like he might not be back today, Dick.
Well, it looks like both teams now is trying to work a finesse game. The Rams came up with a kind of a funny kind of pitch out the window, Tyler, on a third down situation. It didn't go. They went for play action on the first time with third and short. It didn't go. Dallas comes up, and they go with a reverse with Dupree around the end, and it picks up 27 yards. So it looks like gadgets are in order at this point.
Well, Dupree on that play, and he has the speed to do that. He is averaging on 2 end arounds that he tried this season 9.5 yards per carry. Now the Cowboys now know that the Rams are less than full strength as Pat Thomas replaces Perry at cornerback. Flip formation, double wide receivers far side. Now they break it as Pearson in motion near side. 1st and 10, 47-yard line. Staubach immediately back to pass, cranks up and goes long far sideline. Incomplete. Tony Hill jumped early at the 20-yard line. He mistimed his jump, and only because of that, missed a long gainer at the 20-yard line of the Rams.
What they did, they put Pearson and Hill on the same side. They put Pearson in motion to isolate Thomas one-on-one. We saw it coming before the ball was snapped. It was an out and up on Thomas. But Thomas, ailing, coming into the game ailing or probable, he did not do a bad job of coverage on Tony Hill at that point.
Pat Thomas from Plano, Texas, and several state championship teams. Plano, a suburb of Dallas. He's in there playing now. The Aggie from Texas A&M. 2nd and 10 for Dallas. Their own 47-yard line to Dorsett. Wide receiver to either side. Staubach going to hand off to Dorsett, who had an opening, broke a tackle by Fanning, scooted forward and picked up additional yardage into Ram territory. He stopped finally at the 48-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams. Well, now they give him down to the 47-yard line. So it's about 4 yards to go for the first down with third down upcoming. And mass substitutions. Eddie Brown in. Sully is in. And Ken Ellis is in. All the linebackers are out, so they're going with 7 defensive backs. Dallas now has in the game Preston Pearson, Butch Johnson, Tony Hill, Jay Saldy. So several changes for them. 3 wide receivers in the shotgun now. And the lone man behind Staubach is Preston Pearson. Roger back to pass. Pressure on. Looks downfield. He throws. Almost intercepted by the Rams at the 41-yard line. Intended for Butch Johnson. And it was almost picked off by the Rams.
Sully came on a blitz on that 7-man defensive unit backfield. And a lot of times when you come with a blitz like that, you got to get there. If you don't get there, that creates a lot of problems. But the Rams came out of there because he had good coverage, and the ball was thrown down and away, and it had to be a great catch to come up with that first down. But the Rams were very fortunate to get away with that blitz and not touch Roger.
And neither team able to pick up a third down conversion. The Rams in the game are 0 for 2. The Cowboys 0 for 3. And Dallas normally connects on half the third down conversions. Danny White back to punt. 38-yard line to your left. It's Eddie Brown at the 10-yard line. White lofts it high in the air. Brown signals for a fair catch, and he makes it at the 12-yard line. So, not ideal field position for the Rams. They take over at the 12 after that 35-yard punt by White. And timeout on the field with 6 minutes and 27 seconds to go in a laborious first quarter of play in Dallas. The score, the Rams nothing, the Cowboys nothing.
This bud's for you, for being on the job and working hard all day. This bud's for you. You know that nothing less than best can make it all the way.
This bud's for you.
Yes, here's to you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. This bud's for you. Because it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This boat's for you. For all you do. This boat's for you.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Al Wisk along with Dick Bass, Steve Bailey, Texas Stadium, Irving, Texas. NFL playoff game going on. Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams. Staubach, incidentally, the last time that he faced the Rams here in Texas Stadium, a regular season game this year, he was 9 of 9 at the start. This afternoon, he is 0 for 4. Defense, the big key for Los Angeles. It's the defense that has to play very well to keep the Rams in this game against that high-test offense of the Dallas Cowboys. Bad field position for the Rams. They start at their own 12. They have Waddy to the far side and Denard the near side. The backs were split now to 9. Now they split again with Bryant far side and Tyler near side. Ferragamo barks out the signals. He turns. He hands it off to Wendell Tyler. Turns the corner. Tyler at the 15-yard line. Flag down. Tyler out of bounds at the 20-yard line, they say, which would be about 3 yards shy of the first down. But there was a penalty marker down at the far side of the field. And we'll wait and see what the penalty is about. The referee coming over to indicate illegal motion against the Los Angeles Rams. Might be against Waddy. And the referee in today's game, Jerry Markwright, a former Big Ten official. The umpires, Art Demis. The head linesman, Walt Peters. The line judge, Bob McElwee. The back judge, Ray Douglas. The side judge, Bill Quinby. The field judge, Charlie Musser. And the alternate for today's game is Jim Osborne.
It's hard to get away with a rolling start if the official's standing about 2 feet from you. And Billy Waddy was guilty of that. And a lot of times, with the noise like it is here at Texas Stadium, you don't rely on the quarterback signal calling. More, I think you watch the ball when you're in that position as a flanker, because if not, you're going to be offsides or in motion a lot of times out there.
So the Rams now in bad field position. They have the ball at the 7-yard line. It is now 1st and 15 as Ferragamo barks out the signal. Smith far side, Denard near side. Vince's head bobbing. He hands it off to Cullen Bryant. Hit at the line. He gets forward for very little, maybe a yard, no more than that. Tackle made by Randy White, the extremely quick all-pro right tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. They tried him at middle linebacker to replace Leroy Jordan. It didn't work out there, but he still maintains that spectacular 4.7 40 speed for a defensive lineman. And it's that kind of speed and quickness that enables him to make big plays on the field.
How far does a 4.7 speed run in 6 yards?
Well, he's got the great quickness to go along with the speed. Right. And Ferragamo back to pass from his own end zone. Pressure on. He moves up in the pocket. Safety! Chased him back and back. He curled around, got out of the end zone, but then went back in and slipped. And when he went down, they secured the tackle, and it's a safety and a free kick upcoming from the 20-yard line to your right. And there is the difference between a Pat Hayden and a Vince Ferragamo. Hayden has the ability to scramble, and Vince, as of yet, has yet to demonstrate that ability.
You talk about Randy White with the 4.6, 4.7 speed. Vince had a chance to scramble when he saw White coming out. He had a better angle on him. That's when he tried to turn around and slip, because he knew the speed of Randy White.
And so it's the first big break of the game for the Dallas Cowboys, albeit 2 points on the safety, 2-0 Dallas. And now they will have Ken Clark to punt from, they'll start the 15-yard line, but the restraining line is the 20. Cowboys have 3 men in there. Wade Manning to the far side, Springs the near side, and to the near side it's Steve Wilson in the middle. Here's the punt. It's a short one. They'll get good field position on this one. Springs at the 39, back to the 40. Breaks a tackle, but then is caught by the waist and pulled to the ground at the 45-yard line by Eddie Brown. Good field position for the Cowboys, who now feel in their home field at Texas Stadium that momentum is in their corner at this moment. They have the safety, and now they have the ball in field position with a chance to try and get a drive going and score again. The offense has done absolutely nothing for both teams thus far.
Well, the game's been going nip and tuck, Alan. We just want to know where the break is going to come. And now the Dallas Cowboys in midfield with the ball on a break of the 2 points on a safety. Now we find out which way this game is going to go.
Slot right formation. Now they shift into a pro set. A split backfield. Now Dorsett dots the Staubach, a long count. He hands it off to the up back Newhouse, who batters his way across the 50 and down to the 48-yard line of the Rams. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Rams Radio Network.
Tonight, when you set your alarm, don't forget to set your radio to 710 KMPC Los Angeles. Then, when you wake up, you'll be all set for a Good Morning!
That fluid offensive Dallas substituting continually, now with 3 tight ends in the game. Report on Rod Perry's sprained knee, might be back. But for the moment, it's Pat Thomas taking his place. Cowboys, 3 tight ends in the game. Lone setback Dorsett. He gets the handoff, brought down behind the line. A great individual play at the 49-yard line by Freddie Dreyer, who moved to the outside. And Dreyer, now playing in his 11th playoff game for the Rams, came up with a big play. It's now 3rd down, upcoming about 7 to go for Dallas, back in their own territory at the 49.
And Dallas continues to go to that side, to their left and the Rams' right side. And if they keep that up, the Rams are in pretty good shape because they haven't gone back to Jack Youngblood's side at all, and they're afraid of him because he's an all-pro too.
Spread formation now, and the Rams in there with 6 defensive backs. Staubach calls out the signals. He has Springs and Preston Pearson in the backfield. Goes back to pass, hit as he throws the pop-up, intercepted by the Rams at the 50-yard line. Eddie Brown has it inside the 40, and he is down to the 32-yard line of the Cowboys. Staubach's arm was hit, and the ball tumbled in midair in a low trajectory pop-up that Eddie Brown gathered in for his 4th interception of the year and raced the ball back to the 32-yard line. And now the Rams have a break, and momentum is in their corner, Dick.
Well, we kept waiting for something to break here, and the 2 points went one way, and it seems like, Al, that the defense is going to be the key of this game, and the defense is going to have to get on the board the way it's going back and forth.
Good formation, Waddy into out of the near side. The backs are split. Cullen Bryant and Wendell Tyler. Quarterback Ferragamo, 32 of Dallas. Big break in the game. He turns, he hands it off to Tyler following. Blockers cut down behind the line and brought down by Michael Hegman. Michael Hegman brings him down as he is trying to get to the line of scrimmage. He will have lost about a yard. Hegman, who replaced Hollywood Henderson a few games ago when Hollywood was cut loose by the Dallas Cowboys, then voluntarily retired. He's a 4-year man from Tennessee State. You talk about surprises in the Dallas organization. They drafted Hegman when nobody else in the NFL knew that he was eligible to be drafted out of Tennessee State. That a coup by Gil Brandt. Pro set for the Rams. Call it now, 2nd and 11 from the 33-yard line. Corners coming up on the near side. Ferragamo back to pass. Flags flying. He throws. He hits his man. Tyler circles out of the tackle at the 30, the 25, down to the 20 and the 19-yard line. Let's see who the penalty marker is against as it was thrown at the 30-yard line. We'll wait for the indication. It is illegal motion, Rams. So the fine gain nullified. It might be called on Ron Smith, Dick.
Well, we're back to what we talked about earlier, Alice. The legal motion is coming from the wide receivers, and they just got to pay attention and watch the ball move before they make the move, because it's pretty hard to hear the snap count down on the field. So you got to look at that football, but also you got to be able to look up and find out that defensive cornerback is up on you too. So it's double trouble out there, and that's a hard job.
Well, it continues to be all defense this afternoon in Texas Stadium. And the Cowboys, substituting defensively, bring in a crew of defensive backs. It is now 2nd and 15. Rams with Waddy and wide receiver to the far side, Denard the near side. Cullen Bryant and Wendell Tyler are split. It's a pro set. They're operating from the 38. Ferragamo back to pass, sends his backs out, looks downfield, he throws, he hits Cullen Bryant, snapped immediately. He gains only 3 yards to the 35-yard line as Benny Barnes got there just an instant after the ball and wrapped him up and brought him down. The 8-year man from Stanford with a great individual effort.
That's what you call a 2-yard headache. The ball was thrown maybe 25, 30 yards. It was traveled that far in the air. The gain was maybe 2-3 yards, and a wonderful headache administered to Cullen Bryant. And that's a tough way to catch a ball and make a completion.
Rams now have Drew Hill in the game on the near side. Waddy in the slot inside of him. Now he goes to the opposite side with Ron Smith. Now the Rams have to call a timeout. Rams call a timeout as they're not sure what they're supposed to be doing, and the assistant coaches are living on the near sideline. Rams football brought to you by Bank of America. Talk about car loans. Bank of America has money available now, and friendly people who will do their best to help you get the money fast. Good reasons to talk to the people at Bank of America for your car loan. Well, we have seen thus far a highly ineffective performance by the Los Angeles Rams, making a lot of mistakes early on, Dick, offensively.
Well, the way the game is going out, poise is going to win this football game. The team that keeps their cool and maintain and do what they do best is going to come out ahead at the end of this ball game. And right now, the Rams have made some gains. They have moved the ball fairly well against a great defensive team, but they have also been guilty of people in motion, wrong setups in the on the line of scrimmage, and also, it seems like Wendell Tyler has missed 2 holes that running to the wide side with the sweep. So it's very important that he keeps his head up, too, and quit running with his head down out there, because this is so important, because he's getting pretty good blocking up front, and they're blowing people off the line of scrimmage, but I think he's missing the hole from where we sit.
Well, Wendell Tyler, and that's the key that we said that Dallas was aware of going into the game. They had to stop Tyler, and thus far, Gino Epler's stats show 4 runs, minus 4 yards for Wendell Tyler in the game. Bryant, 4 carries for 13 yards. Dorsett, not too hot himself. He has 15 yards, but on 6 runs. The Newhouse, 1 carry for 6 yards. The Rams now have it. Third, a little bit longer than 12 as they break out with Drew Hill on the near side. Far side, they have Preston Bernard along with Ron Smith. In the backfield, Wendell Tyler. Ferragamo back to pass, has time. He throws. He hits Wendell Tyler at the 30. Slips down shy of the first down at the 27-yard line. Wendell Tyler got the outlet pass from Vince Ferragamo in the far flat and then slipped down and fell about 5 yards shy where he had to go for the first down. He fell at the 27-yard line, and now the field goal unit is in, and Frank Corral will try for a field goal. This will be from fairly long range. I would suspect that they will spot it down at about the 34-yard line, so make it a 44-yard attempt. Now, outside the 30, Corral is 7 of 18 this year. His longest field goal this year, 49 yards. 44-yard attempt, far hash mark. Cowboys leading 2-0 here in the first quarter. High snap. He gets the kick away. It has the distance. It is no good, however. Wide on the near side. So the score remains in baseball fashion, 2-0 Cowboys as Corral missed the field goal. The ball will revert to the line of scrimmage, the 27-yard line, and Dallas will take over.
In all fairness to Frank Corral, that ball was a high snap, so that throws your concentration, your timing off, but he did get a lot of pop into that ball. He did. And before, he has not been hitting that ball that well.
Cowboys break their huddle. Preston, check that. It'll be Drew Pearson, the far side. In the slot on the far side is the tight end Saldi. Now he comes back. Dorsett shifting also an I backfield slot formation. Now in motion, the tight end the near side. And it's a handoff to Dorsett. Collapsed as he hits the line of scrimmage and might have lost a yard on the play. As firing through is Jack Reynolds. Hacksaw cut him down about a yard shy of the line of scrimmage. And it will be second and a little bit more than 10 upcoming for the first down.
Well, we said in the past, if the times that we've seen Dorsett, and he's a good and a great, outstanding running back, but when you stop him, maybe the first time he carries the ball, maybe 4 to 5 yards, and then you sting him a couple other times, his heart really kind of shies away from the game of play.
Double wide receivers, flip formation to the far side. Newhouse is also in the slot. Now they break it with Drew Pearson in motion near side. They tried to throw a little out to the wide receiver Hill, who dropped the ball. An incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Dallas at the 27-yard line. And Gino, what is Staubach now? He's 0 for 6 in the game.
You know, Al, going into the game, we knew that the Dallas defense and the Rams defense is pretty stingy, and they're showing it right now. And we know Dallas knows how to get on the board with that multiple offense that they have, but both teams are really tough on defense, and it's hard to get any kind of yards out there on that field regardless of what's going on.
And the Rams now with that dime plus defense, they now have 7 defensive backs in the game. We've not seen this at all this year. It's the shotgun against 7 defensive backs. 2-0 Dallas, first quarter of play. Staubach back in the saddle, waiting for the snap. Gets it at the 20. Retreats to the 16. Moves up in the pocket. Can't find anybody open. Brought down at the 30-yard line. Staubach, at least he didn't throw the ball. He was past the line of scrimmage. He was tackled from behind, brought down by Freddie Dry. It will not be a sack. It'll be counted as a run, but it's 4th down upcoming for Dallas, and they'll have to punt again.
What a long time to be back there with that football. There's at least 5-6 different pumps from Staubach. He pumped once, he moved up, he pumped again, he pumped 3 times, 4 times. Finally, he was sacked from behind. That's a long time to be back there.
Sunlight, now a bit more intense. Sun breaking through the clouds, but it has to go through the nooks and crannies of this roof over here in Texas Stadium. White back to punt at the 15-yard line, gets the snap, pressure on, he gets the kick away. It's another beautiful spiral, although a low spiral. The catch made by Brown, tackled immediately at the 28-yard line by Wade Manning. Wade Manning firing down and making the tackle. The former center fielder, all Big Ten center fielder at Ohio State, wrapped him up and brought him down, and the Rams will take over at the 28 as time expires in the first quarter of play. There's the gun ending the first quarter with the score. The Cowboys 2, the Rams nothing.
Well, you should see us now. We like to take a bow. 'Cause when it comes to pleasing people, we know how. We like the folks who die to see for a fact. The way our first-rate service will make them come back.
Once you fly the competition to Denver, you'll know just how good we are. And we're also good at getting you there at a time that suits you. Only Continental has 11 flights a day from Los Angeles International, Burbank, and Ontario airports. That's more than any other airline.
If they could see us now, we're better than before.
And on every flight, we give you plenty of legroom, headroom, and free stereo. So Continental doesn't mind the competition. It just makes us look better.
You should try us. You should pay us now.
Let Continental show you the way to Denver from either Los Angeles International, Burbank, or Ontario airports. Call today for details.
Well, the first quarter here at Texas Stadium lived up to expectations. We looked for a defensive struggle, and it's been just that. The only score, a safety by Dallas, and the Cowboys have a 2-0 lead. Now, in case you missed the scores, earlier today, Pittsburgh annihilated Miami 34-14, and yesterday, Tampa Bay and Houston qualified for the championship games in their conferences. Philadelphia lost to Tampa Bay, and Houston defeated San Diego. Second quarter underway. Here's Al.
All right, Steve, the Rams put it in play. Their own 28-yard line. Ferragamo calls out the signals. He goes back to pass on first down. Looks downfield, cranks up, throws the far sideline, almost intercepted by Aaron Kyle, who made a diving attempt in front of Preston Denard at the 42-yard line. Aaron Kyle, the savage hitter, a gambling player. That time, not much of a gamble as the ball thrown low, and he dove to try and pick off the interception, and the four-year man from Wyoming couldn't quite get it.
If you're smart in a situation like that, you know Aaron Kyle is a gambler. You go to the same pattern, deep, turn out and go, and touchdown all the way. But will the Rams come back and do this? We don't think so, but if they do, they could get 6 out of it.
Split formation, far side. It is Preston Denard, along with Ron Smith, pitch near side. It goes to Wendell Tyler. Randy Hughes fought off a blocker and retreated and made the tackle at the 32-yard line after a gain of 4. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming, and the line of scrimmage will be the 32-yard line. Randy Hughes, who is playing with a shoulder that's just mending from being a first-degree separation. The 5-year man from Oklahoma has not played in 3 weeks. The Cowboys had to bring him in this season to replace Charlie Waters, who is out with an injury. And Hughes himself having to go at less than full strength. They say a gain of about 5, 3rd and 5 upcoming. Smith to the far side. To the near side is Waddy along with Denard. The backs are split. No tight end. Tyler along with Cullen Bryant. Draw play goes to Tyler. Gets by the line of scrimmage. tries to twist outside, and he can't make it. He got almost the 35-yard line. He had an opening, but it seemed like he's having some trouble with his footing, Dick.
His footing and getting his head into his football game. I don't think he's in tune to the game. And when you're not involved with the game to the point that you have a feel for it, you don't make those right moves. And right now, Tyler is struggling trying to make the right moves, and he's doing everything wrong right now, and he's guessing out there, and you can't do it. You got to react. And I think that's what the problem is right now.
Single safety back at the 27-yard line is Steve Wilson, the son of Tommy Wilson, formerly of the Los Angeles Rams. He's back at the 27-yard line to your right. Here's the snap, and token rush on, the sideways spinning kick. Wilson drifts back to the 22 by an initial tackler at the 25-yard line, wrapped up at the 29 and falls down at the 30-yard line. Cowboys will take over right there at the 30 here in the second quarter of play. After a punt of 44 yards, the return of 8 yards as Joe Harris down there to make the tackle. Timeout on the field with 13:21 remaining in the second quarter, and the score, the Cowboys 2, the Rams nothing.
Chevy's got to drive. Chevy's got it. Chevy's got to drive. Come and get it.
Chevy's National Economy Drive is on, America, and your Chevy dealer wants to help you go farther on less. So at participating Chevy dealers, you can take a special mileage meter test drive that lets you see how good driving skills can improve your gas mileage. Pick up your free copy of Chevy's booklet on fuel-saving tips. Then check out the great Chevy values, like the 1980 Monte Carlo. This year, Monte Carlo, with its standard V6 engine and automatic transmission, has an EPA estimated 19 mpg, 26 highway. Remember, use the 19 estimated mpg for comparisons. Your actual mileage may differ. Actual highway mileage will probably be less than the highway estimate. Come on in during Chevy's National Economy Drive.
Chevy's got to drive. Chevy's got it. It's Chevy's National Economy Drive.
At your Chevy dealers now.
You would not believe the stats that we have in this game. Wendell Tyler, 6 runs for 2 yards. Dorsett, 7 runs, 14 yards. Each team with 1 first down. Each team yet to convert on third down. Dallas with the ball at their own 30-yard line. Staubach, the quarterback. Newhouse and Dorsett, the running backs, in and I. A flip formation, double wide receivers on the near side, and Hill and Drew Pearson. Roger back to pass, has time, over the middle, hits Dupree, 35-yard line, breaks 2 tackles down, almost to the first down at the 39-yard line. Jim Youngblood finally had to make the tackle, and there is a Ram down, injured at the 23-yard line. And it is one of the most valuable Rams on the field right now, Jack Youngblood. Jack Youngblood is in obvious pain at the 23-yard line. The Rams already in this game have lost Rod Perry, and it's Youngblood who is the great hope of the Rams this afternoon, and he is in terrible pain right now. He's trying to get to his feet. He can't. He now rolls over on his back, and the Ram trainers have to come out and see what's wrong with him, and they're tending right now his left ankle. It's Youngblood who led the team this year with 16 sacks. It's Youngblood who is counted on very heavily right now to put some pressure on Roger Staubach in the game. And it's Youngblood who's down on his back at the 23-yard line. They're just inches shy of the first down. It'll be second and inches for the Dallas Cowboys at the 39-yard line of Dallas to your right. Reggie Doss is going to come in now and replace Jack Youngblood. Youngblood limping noticeably as he comes off the field to the near side. Youngblood, as you know, named the Pro Bowl for the 7th straight time. And it's Youngblood who is a very pronounced limp now as he heads to the near sideline and the bench. And the Rams have had 2 very key players go out early in this game. Pat Thomas being forced to play, replacing Rod Perry. Thomas being forced to play with a bad calf. Drew Pearson on the near side. Double tight ends in the game. Salty to the opposite side. The backs to a wider split. It is second and short. Staubach turns. He hands off to Dorsett. Spins out of a tackle across the 40-yard line of the 42 for a first down.
When you believe that, Al, as soon as Jack Youngblood comes out, they run the first play to the right side. As soon as he comes out at Reggie Doss. But not too much, but they picked their first down up. But that's kind of amazing. And it's also good sense, football sense. You got a new man in there, and he's not really acclimated to contact right now. Why not run at that side?
So the Rams along the line with Dreyer and Brooks and Doss and Fanning. Now it's Drew Pearson to the far side, Tony Hill the near side, and I backfield. Newhouse and Dorsett, they now split. 1st and 10 Dallas, 42-yard line. Dorsett the call, hit hard behind the line, bounces off a force field and goes down at the line of scrimmage. Boy, he met a wall with the number 64 scrawled in the back of it. Jack Reynolds, hacksaw, another big play on Dorsett, no gain. They say he might have gained maybe a half yard, so call it now, 2nd and 9. And Ram football brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Farmers is famous for auto insurance, but your fast, fair, friendly Farmers agent also able to protect your home, your life, can also fill other insurance needs. Call your Farmers agent. Ron Springs in the game, and Tony Dorsett is out. Wide receiver to either side. Staubach turns. It's a pitch to Springs. Got a head of steam. Springs at the 50-yard line. Rams territory. Caught from behind and down at the 40-yard line. And that roar in the background bringing to mind the controversy in recent weeks in Dallas rearing its head. Tony Dorsett has not had a good year because of injuries. And would you believe it? It's like a quarterback controversy. People are calling for the rookie, Ron Springs, from Ohio State. So it's another case of what have you done for me lately? Fans do it in just about every city in the country.
Well, Dorsett walked off the field with his head down, and I tell you, Springs came back and answered it by picking up the first down in a pretty good-sized game.
Here come the Cowboys again. They have Drew Pearson near side, Tony Hill far side. Springs remains in the game along with Robert Newhouse. They're in Rams territory at the 41-yard line. Pearson in motion toward the line. Staubach, play action fake, back to pass, dumps it over the middle to Hill. Hit immediately at the line of scrimmage by Hacksaw and brought down. Tackled right away over the middle. I think I said Hill, that was Springs, 20 instead of 80, who made the catch and was brought down immediately. They say a very small gain of 2 yards. So will now be 2nd and 8. Springs out, Newhouse out. Rams substituting, Hacksaw's out, and Eddie Brown is in as they go to the nickel. 2nd and 8. Hill and Pearson to the far side. Preston Pearson now in the game. Staubach from behind center. Pearson on the wing on the near side. Double wing formation. Now in motion, it's Drew Pearson near side. Pat Thomas following him. Here's a handoff to Preston Pearson, bounced down behind the line as Reggie Doss charging in there and Mike Fanning. They defeated their men along the line and they bounced him down behind the line. That'll be a loss on the play. They say back to the original line of scrimmage, the 41-yard line. So it's 3rd and 10 upcoming.
Jim Youngblood was on the fire on that too. He was coming on a blitz on that play, and he stood in there and held his ground and closed that hole up with a lot of authority, Al, and pretty good lick. And Pat Thomas is back, I think, because he was on the sideline with Drew Pearson, and they were having, some stabs and jabs and right and left crossover. So that means that Pat Thomas is in fairly good shape.
Jack Youngblood is back in the game. Hill to the far side. Shotgun for Staubach. 3rd and 10, 41 to the Rams. Staubach back to pass, has time, looks downfield, has time, going to run. Close on the run. Comeback pattern incomplete. A comeback at the far sideline intended for Tony Hill, but right with him, step for step, was Pat Thomas, and the ball was thrown back, and Staubach said, if you can get it, come back for it. If you can't, we'll take the incomplete pass, and they settle for the latter, and now it's 4th down upcoming for the Dallas Cowboys, and Danny White will come in to punt.
Well, we knew that Jack Youngblood was tough as nails, and they tell me he drinks gunpowder soup, and he walks 49 miles of barbed wire and use a cobra snake for it next time. He's back out there now, so that's a good sign for the Rams, especially for Jack Youngblood being back in that lineup.
I've heard that song. 44-yard line is White to your right. Eddie Brown to guard at the 9-yard line to your left. Wade Manning continues to shift around as an outside man. Here's the snap. The punt is away, and it's angled to the far sideline. Will he catch it? He will. He hits the coffin corner. They triangulate, say the 8. The very bad field position that the Rams had earlier rears its ugly head again. And the Rams will take over deep in their own territory after that 33-yard punt. They have it at their 8-yard line. Time out on the field with 8 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And the score, the Cowboys 2, the Rams nothing.
It's the smart and easy way to do your banking day to day. Money convenience at
Bank of America offers a variety of checking plans to suit your needs, and no matter which you choose, you get one big advantage: convenience. The convenience of nearly twice as many branches statewide. And most branches have walk-up or drive-up windows, open early and late.
That's real convenient.
Plus, a monthly time-saver statement that's simple and informative. And if you qualify, other convenient checking features are available, like instant cash for overdraft protection and savings overdraft coverage.
That's real convenient.
No wonder so many of the people in Southern California bank with Bank of America. They found checking convenience.
Money convenience at B-O-A.
Member FDIC.
Dallas with the defensive changes. Aaron Mitchell, a rookie from Nevada, Las Vegas, and North Hollywood High. He is in there. Benny Barnes is all right, but it is Mitchell who's manning the left corner. Aaron Kyle, the opposite side. The safeties Hughes with a separated shoulder, and Cliff Harris. The linebackers of Lewis, Brunig, and Hegman. The line of Harvey Martin, Randy White has had a good game thus far. Larry Cole and John Dutton. Flip formation for the Los Angeles Rams. It's Waddy inside and Denard outside. The running backs are Cullen Bryant and Wendell Tyler and Anai as the Rams begin it from about their own 7-yard line. Pitch goes to Wendell Tyler, gets a block. He's at the 10, tries to turn the corner, does, breaks the tackle to 15, to 20, to 25, to 30-yard line, to 35, to 40, and out of bounds, they say, at the 43-yard line. And that is what the Cowboys have been worried about. And for Wendell Tyler, it's his first substantial run of the afternoon.
And it's a pleasure to see a guy that takes his move and makes it and get a good block up front and use some of that speed going 35 yards. Wendell Tyler, I think he's back into this ball game, Al. That was very, very enlightening for the Rams and the Ram fans to see Tyler come in there and hit that hole like that.
Yes, sir, and he got the hole sprung for him. A key block by Cullen Bryant along the way, and the Rams pick up their first big gainer of the afternoon, and that's more total offense, I think, than they've had the entire day without penalties. Flip formation, double wide receivers, far side of the field. It's Ron Smith along with Preston Denard. The backs are split. Ferragamo, the quarterback, operating from the 43 of Los Angeles. Hands it off to Cullen Bryant. Gets a block. He's at the 45 to 50-yard line into Cowboy territory and down at the 49-yard line, maybe the 48. Kent Hill clearing the way. Harvey Martin retreating. The smiling assassin coming back to make the tackle. That will be a good gain of about 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2 upcoming, and it might be, Dick, that the Rams now are sending in the plays from the bench, which I think makes sense that they're doing it.
I think so, too. What they're doing, when anytime Cullen Bryant gets the ball, they double-team everybody up on the line of scrimmage and let him just take the linebacker one-on-one because he's big enough.
Flip formation near side of the field. It is Waddy along with Preston Denard. Ferragamo calls out the singles on 2nd and 2. He puts it in the midsection to Cullen Bryant, who stumbles forward, gets by a tackle behind the line. Looks like he's picked up the first down inside the 47-yard line of Dallas. The Rams, at this point, staying predominantly on the ground. And that reminds you what Houston did. Gifford Nielsen not passing as much as he might in the game yesterday. A big upset against San Diego for the Houston Oilers. And the Rams have just as inexperienced a quarterback this afternoon in Ferragamo. So that kind of game plan would make sense if they continue with it. Flip formation, pitch to the far side, goes to Tyler, searching for a hole, but brought down at the line by Dallas. Tackled by Randy White, the All-Pro. White looped out and made the tackle just about the line of scrimmage. He might have gained a yard. John Dutton also hovering in the vicinity, and it's Dutton who's down. Dutton, who is injured. John Dutton picked up on a trade from Baltimore for a number 1 and a number 2 in this upcoming draft. And Dutton is down on the field, and he is injured. And Dr. Marvin Knight with that white cowboy hat out to look after him, along with a couple of the trainers for the Dallas Cowboys. Well, time out on the field with 7 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And the score, believe it or not, the Cowboys 2 and the Rams nothing. 2-0 Dallas. Let's pause quickly for station identification. This is the Rams Radio Network.
Hi, sports grabbers. This is your friendly neighborhood monstrosity, Gary Owens, reminding you to listen to my show every afternoon, Monday through Friday, with plenty of great music, news, sports, and fun on KMPC Los Angeles.
Second and 10 at the Dallas 46. The Rams have the ball. Flip formation, double wide receivers near side. A handoff goes. Cullen Bryant has an opening. Bryant powers his way down to the 40-yard line for a pickup of 6 yards on the play. And the Rams will have 4 remaining for the first down as the middle linebacker, Bob Brunig, and the left linebacker, Michael Hegman, had to make the tackle. Lawrence McCutcheon in the game, and Cullen Bryant is out of the game as the Rams have 3rd and 4 upcoming at the 40 of Dallas.
Not a bad call. You've been pitching the ball out to Wendell Tyler going wide. Why not come underneath with Cullen Bryant over the center and try to get the middle linebacker out of there, and it worked on that play and pick up pretty good yardage.
Cowboys expect to pass. Nickel defense is in. Denard to far side. On the near side, it's Ron Smith. Ferragamo calls out the signals. 3rd and 4, 40-yard line to Dallas. 2-0 Dallas, second quarter. They hand it off to Tyler up the middle. Racked up as he hits the 37-yard line. Looks like he's a yard shy of the first down. The ball popped free, but I believe it was whistled dead. Randy Hughes, who's playing with a separated shoulder, made the tackle, and with such a stick that Wendell Tyler is down on the field lying on his stomach, getting up very slowly now to his knees, and now finally to his feet. Tyler, they're going to measure, but I believe he is going to be a little bit shy of it, Dick.
It looks like it. I saw Tyler earlier in the week, and he had a heat pad on his leg, and it hit that knee. Well, here we go, Al. It's pretty close. It's down to the inches right now.
About 6 inches shy.
That's right.
So it'll be 4th and inches and decision day for the Rams. They're going to go for it. Gordon Gravel is in, and Charlie Young is in as they're going to go with the jumbo offense. Rams are going to go for it, and they're psyching up in the NFL playoffs in Texas Stadium.
This is what I'm having a little fun out there now, making it fun and enjoying the game. Go after some of this stuff.
It is a 2-0 game with 6 minutes exactly to go in the second quarter of play. Dallas leads. The Rams trying to go for it. Cowboys trying to take over on downs. 4th and inches. Ferragamo turns. Bryant first down. Stood up and bounced backwards, but he got down to the 33-yard line for a Ram first down, and the rookie Kent Hill taking his fist and swiping it through the air as the offensive line picked it up for him.
If you got a guy 235 pounds playing in the running back spot, why not? And just fire out. He can make the hole if he can lean 6 inches, and that's exactly what Bryant did. Cullen Bryant hit that hole, and not only did he protect the football, he picked up a few extra yards in there.
And it was Dennis Harrell leading the way, number 60, the right guard for the Los Angeles Rams. Flip formation, Waddy and Denard, the near side. Rams staying on the ground. 1st and 10, 32-yard line of Dallas. Ferragamo back to pass, sets up at the 41, throws the near sideline for Tyler. Got it at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Rams! The Los Angeles Rams bench jubilant on the near side of the field as Wendell Tyler, on his second long gainer of the afternoon, caught that ball in the middle of the linebacking core in the secondary, and every Ram, it seems, conceivably spiking that football in the end zone as Wendell Tyler raced by D.D. Lewis. And the Rams are on the board and in front of the game 6-2.
You know, we talked about that earlier, Al, just before the game started. We said, why not isolate the halfback on the linebackers because they're not covering it. And at one time, that was the biggest play in football, and they've taken it away and lost it somewhere. But the Rams brought it back with Wendell Tyler and Vince Ferragamo for a touchdown.
We'll talk about that in depth, but first, the point after touchdown. Here's the placement. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So, it is the Rams now in front, 7-2. And let's tell you, Rams football brought to you by Chevron USA and your local Chevron dealer, reminding you that right now it's more important than ever to make our nation's energy resources go a long way. Remember, it only takes a little energy to save a lot when we all work together. And a little back doing a lot in recent moments. Wendell Tyler, a long gainer on the ground, and then the touchdown through the air, Dick Bass. And just as the Rams are vulnerable to a pass to a running back against the linebackers, so are the Cowboys.
You know, we said that Wendell Tyler did not have a feel for the game the first couple of times he touched the ball. There's 6 carries for minus 2 yards or 2 yards. And I think he evidently heard us, and he got his head into this football game. He took the Rams out of a deep hole in their own backyard, and also he goes for the touchdown with an out and up down the sidelines, and I think Tyler's back in this game, and that's the kind of emotion you need. And we also said that big breaks is the one's going to change this game around because such outstanding defensive play we've seen in the first quarter and a half.
So the Rams, surprisingly in front of the Dallas Cowboys, the favored team in their lair, Texas Stadium. And now the Cowboy fans trying to strike up their team. Frank Corral has the ball teed up 35-yard line to your left. Wade Manning moving his feet like a bull, ready for a charge at the far wing. In the middle, they have Ron Springs on the near side, Steve Wilson. So triple safeties for the Cowboys as Corral starts forward and booms this kick down the center of the field. It is Springs back at the 4-yard line to the 10, to 15, to 20, the near sideline, trying to turn the corner to 25, and he falls down across the 30 and out of bounds between the 33 and the 34-yard line. Pretty good return by him. But the story of the game at this point is Wendell Tyler. Tyler with a 32-yard scoring strike from Vince Ferragamo. And the majority of that play made by Wendell Tyler is great quickness and speed, bursting into the end zone. And the Rams are in front 7-2 here in the second quarter of play. That score coming with 5:05 to go in the second quarter. Cowboys in their home jerseys, the white jerseys, silver trousers, silver helmets, the emblematic star on the side of each helmet, the up and down set. Roger Staubach going with 2 tight ends in the game. His running backs are Newhouse and Dorsett. Long count by Roger. Long count by him. He hands to the up back. Newhouse, who stutters through the line across the 35 into the 36-yard line, perhaps the 37. Met by the right linebacker in the Rams defense, Bob Brudzinski. He gains, they say, about 3 yards, so it's now 2nd and 7.
Now let's go back to a couple of plays before Tyler's touchdown. Alavasi went for the fourth down in short situation. I think that's the key to it. Give the team that inspiration, say, look, we believe in you, and if you pick the first down up, you can get some points on the board.
Hill to the far side. Pearson the near side. Running back to the 9 after being split. Hand off to the short man. That's Newhouse. Bellows his way up the middle across the 40-yard line into the 43-yard line, about a yard shy of the first down. Dallas with 3rd and 1 upcoming is the strong safety from Texas A&M, the 9-year veteran Dave Elmendorf, forced to make the tackle. And that reminds me of one thing. They have passed very little to their tight end Billy Joe Dupree in this game. Dupree with 1 catch for 9 yards.
What about Preston coming out of the backfield in third down situations? They've been keeping him in the backfield. He has not been going down in a pass pattern. They've been holding him up to protect against the blitz.
Dallas third down efficiency 0-5. Short yardage they're going with a couple of tight ends and a wing back to the far side. An eye backfield. It's Saldi in motion near side. Handoff goes to Springs. He powers his way forward and is shoved laterally by the Los Angeles Rams, and forward progress kind of important, and they signal first down for Dallas. Got almost to the 45 according to the officials. Well, Dallas trying to get back in front of the game. Time ticking down. 3:11 to go in the second quarter of play here in Texas Stadium. The Rams leading by a score of 7-2 in Rams football. Brought to you by Budweiser. After a hard day on the job, sit back and relax with Budweiser. Perfect way to end a hectic day. Just you and the king of beers. Pearson is split right. Hill left. Running back split. Newhouse and Dorsett. 1st and 10 at the 45 of Dallas. Staubach dances back to pass, throws a wobbler, caught by Will Pearson at the 40 in Rams territory and down to the 37-yard line. Will Pearson, whose first great catch as a pro was against the Los Angeles Rams in the 73 playoff game, an 83-yarder that broke that game wide open. He makes the first catch by a wide receiver today, and they say the ball at the 38-yard line. And for Dallas now, the Cowboys with 5 first downs in the game to balance what the Rams have. 2 tight ends in the game. Lone wide receiver Drew Pearson to the far side. Running backs were split now to 9. It's Dorsett who gets the call, zigzagging through the line and down to the 35-yard line for a gain of 3. And down also to the 2-minute warning. A timeout on the field with 2 minutes exactly remaining of the second quarter. And the score, the Rams 7, the Cowboys 2.
Around the turn of the century, there was more oil around than things to use it for. Darn contraptions! But in recent years, just the opposite is true, and America is now consuming over 17 million barrels of oil each day. So at Chevron, we've been stepping up the search for oil and other forms of energy, too.
But along with developing more energy, we all need to make it our business to conserve the energy we have now. On the road, that means making more use of carpools and public transportation, as well as going a little easier on the gas pedal. And at home, it means insulation and more careful use of heating and cooling systems. Around the turn of the century, it didn't seem to make much difference how we used our energy. Whoa! 2 of them. Now, that's something. But today, a little energy saving from each of us can make a big difference. An energy conservation message from Chevron.
The Rams, 7 straight times Western Division champions in the NFC, but the last 6 straight years they have been kept out of the Super Bowl by either the Dallas Cowboys or the Minnesota Vikings. The Cowboys, a dominating team here in Texas Stadium, but they're trailing by a score of 7-2 in this game, and they're looking for the go-ahead points. They have driven down to the 35-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams as we have exactly 2 minutes to go in the second quarter of play. They have it now, 2nd and 7 at the 35 of the Rams, and it's Tony Hill to the left and Drew Pearson to the right. The up and down set for the offensive line. The back split. Now they go back into the eye. Newhouse along with Dorsett. Staubach back to pass. Play action fake to Newhouse. Throws it to the near side of the field. There's Dupree at the 20. First down Dallas. And down at the 18-yard line. Clock continues to run as he did not get out of bounds. And the clock ticking down to 1:49, but that's plenty of time for the Cowboys. Roger Staubach is a great 2-minute drill quarterback. As a matter of fact, in his career, he has won 16 games in the last 2 minutes for the Dallas Cowboys. Billy Joe Dupree is out of the game, and they use the tight ends and wide receivers to messenger into plays, and it's Hill on the near side. On the far side, it's Drew Pearson. Staubach calls out the signals. The backs are split. They shift to the left and now split even wider. Might indicate a pass on 1st and 10, and back he goes from the 20-yard line. Sets up and throws for the end zone, and Hill overthrew him and hit the back pylon on the near side of the field. An incomplete pass that stops the clock with 1:09 to go in the second quarter of play and brings up 2nd and 10 just outside the 18-yard line of the Rams.
The Rams defensive secondary really has to appreciate the front four right now because they're putting pretty good pressure on Roger and making him throw just maybe a second or two before he really wants to throw that football. Along with Hacksaw, if the back doesn't come out, he red dogs up the middle, so that's putting a lot of pressure, and they're making Roger throw maybe a second before he wants to.
Rams going now with a nickel defense as they take out Hacksaw, Jack Reynolds. It is 2nd and 10 for Dallas. Dorsett out of the game. Roger going to go right to the shotgun. Preston Pearson, his running mate, is back there with him. It is 2nd and 10 from the 18-yard line. Roger back to pass. Sets up at the 30. Has plenty of time. Throws for the end zone. Got it away! It hit the back of Jim Youngblood, who was racing down there to try and cover on the play. And they're trying to charge face guarding against him as Salty was the intended receiver in the far corner of the end zone.
Youngblood, he got lost down there, but he turned around just in time to knock that ball away to keep from being called with face guarding and also knocking that ball down to save a sure touchdown pass. Good play, and Al, this is the most depth I've seen out of the Rams linebackers in all the regular season play this year. They have not been getting a lot of depth in their drops and passing situations. But this time, Youngblood was deep.
Well, they know what Dallas is going to do out of the shotgun. They like to see the Cowboys on the shotgun because it's very predictable. Let's see what they can do now in 3rd and 10 against the shotgun. From the 18-yard line of the Rams, high snap. Staubach flags it. Sets up with a 30, throws into the middle. It is caught by Butch Johnson. He breaks one tackle, but then swung out of bounds by Nolan Cromwell at the 15-yard line. That stops the clock with 55 seconds to go. It brings up now a 4th down, and here comes Raphael Septien, the field goal kicker for the Dallas Cowboys. The ex-Ram will be in there, and they will be spotting the ball from approximately the 23-yard line to make it a 33-yard attempt.
Al, I'm enjoying this football game. This is football at its best.
Sir.
They're hitting people out there, knocking people down. We're seeing great plays, not only offense, defense, both sides of that football is playing football today.
33-yard attempt by Septien, who is 7 of 7 inside the 30-yard line. Outside of that, he is 10 of 19. Danny White will hold. Tom Rafferty will snap. Snap, placement, the kick is away. He drills it, Good. So the Cowboys up their lead. They're checked at their score by 3 as they have cut the lead by the Rams to 2. In a very defensive game, it is 7-5 Los Angeles. 52 seconds remain, and that will be the time on the clock when the Rams get set to field the kickoff.
Well, we said this earlier, poise and keeping your game plan and staying with your head in the game is going to win this football game, because it's down to that. 7-5, but you can ask for any more than this. Look at this. Rushing, Cowboys 83 yards, the Rams 75 yards. Passing, Cowboys 48, the Rams 43. Total offense for the Cowboys so far, 131, the Rams 118, and the score is 7-5 Rams at this point, and you can't ask for any better football than what we're having this afternoon.
Triple safeties for Los Angeles. Far wing, it's Eddie Brown. Near wing is Jim Jodat. In the middle, it is Eddie Hill, who's checking to see if he's going to have any problems with that opening that is over the shoulder of Rafael Septien. That opening in the roof here. Now he's ready to rivet his attention on the ball. It's a line drive kick that goes out of bounds. It'll be a 5-yard penalty for delay of game, and they'll kick it over from the 30-yard line to your right. The clock did not start because in the final 2 minutes of each half, it does not begin until the receiving team touches the football. So it will be a penalty against the Cowboys, and they'll kick it over again from the 30.
What do you do if you get a good field position now, Al, with 52 seconds go? Do you try to keep that momentum going with the offense and the belief that you have in them and try to get on the board again? Or get in position to go for the 3 points, or do you just run the clock out?
Boy, with Dallas, you don't get enough points. Normally, that's right. You don't get enough points, but also, if you fail or if you have a turnover, Dallas can just squeeze out those points with very little time on the clock.
So it might be wise to go for that. Use the 52 seconds, go back, and because you're receiving the ball when you come out, because the Rams kicked off going into the first opening game, right? So they get the ball back. So let's just go back and regroup and just try to keep that enthusiasm that they have so far. And they've kind of settled down for making mistakes, too, in the last 5 or 6 minutes of the second quarter.
Officials with some kind of discussion. Let's listen. Let's listen to the official.
3 seconds. 3 seconds was accidentally run off on the clock.
Yes.
It's not working.
Okay.
The Rams went out and asked for that 3 seconds back, huh?
So it's not 52, it should be 55 seconds on the clock. Right. And again, as we said, that's because the clock does not start until it's touched, not when it's kicked off. And kind of a little partisanship on the timer's part over here in Texas Stadium.
Well, you got to love the timer. He wants to stay in the Dallas area, I think.
That's right.
3 seconds might keep him here.
I've seen some basketball games down here where they've had riots on the court because the timer just accidentally let some seconds elapse on the clock. One Louis Keltzer, who's now playing for the San Diego Chargers, or was supposed to play this season. I saw him take SMU's coach Bob Pruitt and physically pull him off the court in one game after Pruitt went after the official. So that timing and funny things happen down here in the Lone Star State. Guess it's prairie justice.
Yeah, that's why they call it the Big D, huh? It stands for anything you want it to stand for.
So they'll kick over from the 30-yard line again.
And we got the Zeebs over there arguing with each other on the other side.
Tom Landry seems very composed about it as he has his gray fedora and matching sports coat. Will we ever know in front of his chest, walking back and forth?
Will we ever know if he was upset or not?
3 seconds were accident.
Maybe the arms are not. He unfold them. That's when he's upset.
Funny thing about him, you see him so often on television, and you think that he has no sense of humor, and Dwayne Thomas called him the plastic man and all that kind of stuff. Well, I think, is a very compassionate person. He took Dwayne Thomas back. I don't think many coaches would do that after he failed in his first try here. And he also has a wry sense of humor, a very interesting fellow and a very intelligent fellow, Tom Landry, head coach of the Cowboys. Well, they're going to kick it all over again. Eddie Hill in the middle, Jodat near side. On the far wing, it's Eddie Brown. It is 7-5 Rams here with 55 seconds to go in the second quarter. And Septien to kick it off again. And this one will go out of bounds again. Another 5-yard penalty, and he'll kick it over from the 25-yard line. We are told that against Houston in the Thanksgiving Day game, Septien kicked it out of bounds 3 times in a row.
Well, we might witness a guy getting cut on the kickoff. He keep kicking him out of bounds. He might have to get some bandages to stop the bleeding on the cut.
So they'll have it the 25-yard line now. Legal procedure against the Dallas Cowboys. The official call on this.
And Jack Reynolds goes deep now in the safety position. He'll field this kickoff.
Well, the Rams safeties moving up 5 yards each time. Eddie Hill is just about the 15-yard line. Eddie Brown the far side and Jim Jodat the near side, wondering when the ball will be kicked to them. 55 seconds continue to be the time on the clock. 7-5. Rams leading the Cowboys. Tyler, the difference in the game is touchdown catch. Here's another squib kick. Goes by the up man. Jodat fumbling with the football. Now has it at the 20. Starts forward the 25, the 30-yard line, and down at the 31-yard line. Did not get out of bounds. And a timeout called, and the clock is stopped with 50 seconds left as Aaron Kyle secured the tackle for Los Angeles, for the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, the Rams will take over at about the 30-yard line, and they have 50 seconds left.
That's not a Ram timeout. That's just a setting up for first down, right?
Apparently just change of possession, and the clock is stopped, so there is no timeout. And so it'll be 1st and 10, and they'll get underway very quickly. Cowboys going with a 3-man rush right now as Ferragamo back to pass. Prevent for Dallas. He throws downfield. Oh, a juggling catch by Denard. He was down, and they whistled it dead. He let go of the football after he was down. He caught the ball at the 45-yard line of the Rams. Aaron Kyle tried to pick it up and go. Clock is running. They're down to 33 seconds, and everybody is scrambling madly to get onside. Here goes Ferragamo back to pass again. He looks downfield, can't find anybody. Finally releases, hits his man Ron Smith at the 42-yard line. Down he goes. The clock is running. It's down to 19, 18 seconds, and finally a timeout called by the Rams with 17 seconds to go in the first half of play. A very minimum goal on the part of the Rams now, trying to get into field goal range if they can't score a touchdown. Cliff Harris made the tackle on that last play.
Boy, it's really important to know where you are on the field and how much time you have. Smith catches the ball, but he starts making a move away from the goal line. You try to get up the field as much as you can or get out of bounds. And unless you know you can have a 90% chance of breaking that play for a touchdown, you try to get as much as you can and get out of bounds. And it's very important that you know all of these things going in there and not lose your cool out there.
Rams have one timeout left. They have 17 seconds on the clock. They have the ball at the 43-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. And they have the lead, but it's a razor-thin lead of 7-5 here in the second quarter in Texas Stadium. Heckle Lynn, the fleet-footed assistant trainer for the restaurateur for the Los Angeles Rams. Heckle off the field after giving the men on the field some nourishment.
Went out there with his menu.
Chateaubriand at halftime. Little escargot. Caesar salad. Al Ferragamo has conferred with the Rams on the near side of the field. And you know that they're thinking field goal right now if they can get within range. As Cromwell on the near side practicing with Ryzik on snaps. If they do anything, they'll have to squeeze it into 17 seconds. Smith to the far side. 3 wide receivers in the game. Denard on the near side along with Waddy. Ferragamo calls out the signals. Running backs Tyler along with Cullen Bryant. Vince going back to pass on 1st and 10 from the Cowboy 43. He throws downfield. He hits Waddy, who coughs up the football, an incomplete pass at the 30-yard line. Cowboys diving after it at an incomplete pass as Cliff Harris, who is always alert and aggressive, tried to make the officials think that that was a fumble and he should have the football, but no, it's an incomplete pass which stops the clock. They consume 6 seconds. They're down to 11 seconds to go in the second quarter of play.
There's a case there. Waddy comes open. He gets down to the 30-yard line, and he waits on the ball. And if you're that wide open, you got to come back to that football. You can't wait because that's a long time for that ball to be in the air, and the defensive back loves it because he can make the recovery and come back and knock it down.
And it was Benny Barnes with another big tackle on the part of the Cowboys. Smith to the far side, Denard to the near side, along with Drew Hill. Ferragamo going back to pass, 2nd and 10, 11 seconds to go. Taking his time, he throws. Crawford as he throws for the end zone. Long, they leap. Touchdown for the Rams. A great touchdown catch, fighting off 2 receivers in the end zone. was Ron Smith as he fought off Randy Hughes and Aaron Kyle, and I do not believe it, and the entire Rams offensive team racing into the end zone and pummeling the Los Angeles Rams receiver Ronnie Smith, who has his second NFL touchdown catch, and the Rams are tumbling in the end zone. They cannot believe it as Ron Smith with an incredible fighting catch with 3 seconds to go in the first half of play, and Ferragamo was leveled. He was clobbered by Randy White just after he released that ball. An incredible play by the Rams.
You'll never believe unless you hear, folks, because that ball was thrown away, and it was Smith was inside-outside covered by the cornerback and the safety, and it was just a desperation pass to the end zone, so if it's intercepted, you don't lose anything, and Smith comes up with the ball.
The crowd is stunned. The PAT is up and good. And the Los Angeles Rams, in incredible fashion, squeeze a touchdown out of 52 seconds. 3 seconds remaining on the clock as the Rams have scored on a great play by Ron Smith as Ferragamo went for the home run ball down the middle of the field, put it up for grabs in the end zone, and Smith fought off Randy Hughes and he fought off Aaron Kyle. It was Hughes who was right on the ball, and Smith muscled it away from him for an incredible touchdown grab.
Well, you got to kind of love the concentration on Ron Smith's part, too. Even though Ferragamo got leveled as he threw that ball, Smith kept his concentration. He stayed on the ball, and he timed it perfectly. That's what you had to do. You had to time that perfectly to come up and be sandwiched in like that and come up with a touchdown pass.
Ron Smith, who last year had only 1 catch in the preseason and regular season total, has really come up with a big catch for the Los Angeles Rams. Smith, San Diego State player, 71 catches, 15 touchdowns in his career down south. He grabs a 43-yarder from Ferragamo, and the Rams have totally shocked this packed house in Texas Stadium, 65,000 strong, and they are mum at the moment. Here's the kickoff, little onside kick tried by the Rams, and the effect of that to try and start the clock. There were 3 seconds left, and they don't run down any time on the clock. They didn't use any time up on the clock.
Well, the clock has to tick if the ball is touched, right? At least tick. But we don't get to tick-tock.
Well, they recovered the ball at the 48-yard line of the Rams, and there's still not any time that has been consumed on the clock. And you'd have to say that there is a fishy job of timekeeping going on in Texas Stadium this afternoon.
Do now, Al, is just try to keep the ball in play. You got 3 seconds, lost 1 on the clock, but you got to deal with that, I guess.
Well, the Rams now go into a disaster defense, just hoping that the shotgun does not work and does not wound the Rams at the end of the first half of play. All right, we're down to no time left. Staubach cranking up. He throws. He hits Drew Pearson at the 25. He goes out of bounds, but I do not believe there should be any time left on the clock. There's a flag down on the field, however. There's a flag down on the field. If it's a defensive penalty, they'll get 1 more down. If it's an offensive penalty, they will go to the locker rooms at the end of the first half of play. The referee is talking it over. And apparently it is against the offense, illegal procedure against the Dallas Cowboys, and so that gun stands, ending the first half of play at an incredible final minute here in Texas Stadium. The score, the Los Angeles Rams 14, the Dallas Cowboys 5.
That's the way the first half ended. The Rams have a 14-5 lead, and the Rams will get the ball to start the second half. Dallas kicking off right to left. And now for more play-by-play, here again is Al.
All right, Steve, a scintillating first half. We're all set to go in part 2, and here's a high, booming kick by Septien to the Rams. Eddie Hill at the 4. He's back to the 10, the 15, the far side of the field, the 20, the 25. Tried to strip him of the football, but he maintained possession. He's down at the 27-yard line. Steve Wilson made the tackle after a kickoff return to 23 yards. And it's the Rams who are in front of the Cowboys at the beginning of the second half of play, 14-5. A surprising score and a weekend of surprises in the NFL playoffs. But it's not over yet. And you know the history of the Dallas Cowboys and how they came back twice from big deficits against the Washington Redskins 2 weeks ago. Flip formation for the Los Angeles Rams. Ferragamo calling out the signals. From his own 27-yard line, crowd quiets down. Vince hands off the tailback. Wendell Tyler goes up the middle. John Dutton trying to bend him backwards as he hits the 30-yard line for a gain of 3. Dutton, 6-year man from Nebraska, replacing the retired Too Tall Jones, Tom Landry. And we're talking about a wry sense of humor that he possesses. Tom Landry at the press conference this week, somebody asked him, because they're talking about the possibility of Staubach retiring. They said, well, what would Roger do if he retired? And Landry said, well, I'll tell you one thing he won't do. He won't be a boxer.
And I also heard Landry say, I'm no fool. If he leaves, I go too.
And Tex Ram says, they cannot leave me behind. They're all going to quit. Split formation, double wide receivers, 30-yard line. It is now 2nd and 7 for the Rams. In the blue shirts with gold trim. Here's Tyler, takes a big hit and goes down at the 32-yard line. Might have gained 2, but certainly a yard and a half. That will bring up now 3rd and 5 for the Rams, just shy of the 32-yard line. Is very light but very smart. D.D. Lewis got out to make the tackle. Dwight David Lewis, the tackler for the Cowboys. Mass substitutions in the Dallas defense as they take out Lewis. They take out Bob Brunig, the middle linebacker, and bring in a couple of defensive backs. Waddy on the near side, denied the far side. The backs are split. Wendell Tyler and Cullen Bryant. And, of course, mistakes a big key in the game. We've not seen a lot of big mistakes thus far. It's mainly been big plays. And Ferragamo back to pass. He sets up at the 22, looks downfield, can't find anybody, rolls out to the far side, throws on the run. It is intercepted by Thurman at the 50-yard line. He's back to the 45 on his feet, the 40-yard line, and down to the 34-yard line. And there's the first turnover of the game.
There's another place that Ferragamo's throwing the ball going away from his throwing side where he can set up. He throws the ball deep to Waddy. Waddy was sitting there waiting for the ball, and the defensive back recovered. The ball is in the air too long, and you can't just stay with that. You got to try to come back with the ball or zip it in there a little faster. And we talk about turnovers and big plays, and I think that's what we're seeing today.
And so the Cowboys have the ball inside the 35-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams, and they are hungry for a score. They have only scored in a field goal and a safety in this game, and they have 2 long ball wide receivers on the near side. It's Hill. The far side, it's Pearson, and I backfield of Newhouse along with Dorsett. The pitch to Dorsett right. He cuts upfield. He's to the 30. Flag down as he is down at the 25-yard line with an apparent Dallas first down. But there was a flag thrown on the defensive backfield, and we'll wait and sort that one out. It is holding against the Cowboys. Call it back and push them from the 35 out to the 45 of the Rams.
Well, I tell you one thing, Al, that's a big break for the Rams after that turnover, because we always said if you let Dorsett get that little break the first time he touches that ball, he'll be a little hard to handle out there, and it'll be kind of tough. Here comes the call.
Holding, number 89, offense, first down.
That's the tight end, Billy Joe Dupree. It'll now be 1st and 20 for Dallas from the 45-yard line, and the defense gets a little bit more room to work with. There's the ball at the 45 of the Rams. Defense predominant this afternoon. The Cowboys slackening for 3 big plays, and that's the difference in the game. Tyler and Smith with touchdown grabs. Full house backfield. Now they break it with Pearson in motion to the far side. Here's the handoff, Tony Dorsett. He's heading left. He cuts downfield to the 42-yard line for a gain of about 3. Dave Elmendorf from Texas A&M leading the way to make the tackle, along with Ohio Stater Bob Brudzinski, the number 1 tackler this year for the Los Angeles Rams. It's a gain of 3, and now bring up 2nd and 17 for Dallas.
Well, here's the way they feel about their football in Texas. They sold 65,062 tickets, only 270 no-shows, had a total attendance today, 64,792.
Shotgun formation now on 2nd and 17. That means Preston Pearson in the backfield. A double wing set. Slot on either side, and Staubach in the cockpit. He gets the snap, retreats to Cowboy territory, swings a pass out to Pearson by a leaping tackle by Cromwell, but the second man gets him at the 37-yard line, and we're speaking of Larry Brooks. Brooks moving out, the 8-year man from Virginia State Petersburg, made the tackle on Tony Dorsett. The gain was down to inside the 40-yard line to the 37. They still have 12 yards to go for the first down, and 3rd down upcoming.
Very strange thing, Al. This first time we've seen Preston Pearson in a pattern. And on third down or passing situation, he has not really played a lot today.
Pearson's caught 26 passes this year, and 23 of them have been for first downs. That's how key he is out of the shotgun, in which Roger is again. 3rd and 12. He drops back to the midfield stripe. He throws down the middle. It is batted away by Dave Elmendorf for the 25-yard line. Intended for Tony Hill between the hash marks, and Elmendorf with a big play.
Well, that's a great play, and it's good to see Elmendorf make a play like that because teams have been trying to pick on the safeties of the Rams, especially the tight ends. And Elmendorf came up there, and he played that third down situation perfectly, and he's a smart player and has been around long enough to know about all the tricks you can throw at him.
So it's 4th down upcoming now, and the Cowboys will punt. Danny White retreating to the 47 of Dallas. Back to guard at the 10-yard line is Eddie Brown, and you know that White will aim for the coffin corner again. White has pinned 21 punts inside the 20-yard line this year. He has time. He gets his punt away. It is toward the far sideline. It takes a bounce out of bounds. They triangulate and say it went out at the 14-yard line, and that is where the Rams will take over. Time out on the field with 11 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And the score, the Rams 14, the Cowboys 5.
If you want the benefit of high interest and the convenience of short-term maturity on your savings, look into Bank of America's $10,000 money market certificates. Convenience, our money market certificate matures in just 6 months, so your savings are not tied up for long. Interest, our money market certificates pay the highest interest rate allowed by law. No other bank or savings and loan can pay a higher rate than Bank of America when the annual interest rate is 9% or higher. And no one else can give you the convenience and safety of California's largest bank. The rate for our new money market certificates is posted each week at your local branch. Federal regulations prohibit compounding of interest on these accounts and require a substantial interest penalty for early withdrawal. If you want high interest and convenience, come to Bank of America and ask about our $10,000 money market certificate. Bank of America, member FDIC.
Rams will take over at the 14-yard line of Los Angeles to your left, and they lead in the game 14-5. And we should point out that the key right now is what Tom Landry said earlier this week. Defense and turnovers. The Rams got burned on an interception, but their defense and a key penalty to Billy Joe Dupree nullified that turnover by the Dallas Cowboys. And now the Rams offense has it at the 14, and it is imperative that they do not make mistakes. Even if they don't move the ball, don't make mistakes and let the defense come out there and hold. And the Cowboys have a rule of thumb offensively. They like to see their offensive team maintain possession for at least 7 offensive plays. Well, here come the Rams. Let's see what they can do from their own 14-yard line. Flex right defense as Ferragamo calls out the signals. His head bobbing. He turns. He hands it off to Wendell Tyler, trying on a sweep left. Tripped up and down he goes for a loss of 1 behind the line as he headed for the far sideline. And Michael Hegman and Bob Brunig got outside there to make the tackle. Bob Brunig, the middle linebacker for the Cowboys. They have had only 4 men in the middle in 20 years. Jack Patera, number 1, Jerry Tubbs, number 2, then the great Leroy Jordan, and then Bob Brunig.
Boy, that's a tough place to try to apply for a job.
It really is. Here comes Hill. Check that Waddy on the near side, and it's denied to the far side. Ferragamo calling out the singles. 2nd and 11. The handoff to Cullen Bryant. He shelters the football, batters his way across the 15 to the 16-yard line, so it's a gain of about 3. It will leave them with 3rd and 8 upcoming as D.D. Lewis and Randy White made the tackles. The weakness, and we've seen it in this game for Dallas, has been the defense's susceptibility to big plays. 3 big plays, 2 by Tyler in 1 drive, the touchdown grab, and then one of the great catches we've ever seen by Ron Smith, muscling the ball away from Randy Hughes in the end zone. 3rd and 8. They're psyching up here in Texas Stadium, and the Rams going back to pass from deep in their own territory, dumped over the middle, caught at the 25-yard line. Wait a minute, they say an incomplete pass. It was grabbed by Preston Denard. It was leveled by Cliff Harris, and it is called an incomplete pass at the 26-yard line. He would have had the first down. The Rams now will have to punt. Ken Clark is coming in, Dick.
That looked very close to being a reception there. And the camera angle's bad. We get another shot here, Al. Looking at it. And, boy, you really have to eat a lot of carrots to see this drop, because I couldn't see it from here.
Steve Wilson back to receive, 40-yard line to your right. Cowboys have 9 men on the line. They're shifting around, trying to get an angle on Ken Clark, who the Cowboys feel is a slow punter. Here's the punt. He gets it away, booms it high, but fairly short. Waiting for it. The ball taken by Wade Manning at the 43, driven laterally out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Dallas. But they have good field position starting this potential drive. A punt of 40 yards, a return of 2, and a timeout on the field with 9 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the third quarter. With the score, the Rams 14 and the Cowboys 5.
Homeowners, when was the last time you made a claim on your homeowner's insurance? Chances are it was a long time ago for a very small amount. Well, you're not alone. Lots of folks go for years without turning in a small claim, and that's the point. Most people end up paying for coverage they seldom use. And why do it? Why have a small deductible when it only means bigger premiums? Where's the logic in that? What makes more sense, the kind you can take to the bank, is the Farmers Insurance Group, FIG, $500 deductible homeowners policy. With it, you can take care of the little losses around the house, and Farmers will take care of the claims that really count, the big ones. That way, you save money. Farmers Insurance Group is constantly working to keep the cost of insurance down and the amount of protection up. Their $500 homeowners deductible is one example. Ask your fast, fair, and friendly Farmers agent to show you exactly how much it can save you. The Farmers $500 homeowners deductible, because it's high time for lower insurance premiums.
Here come the Cowboys now. They're going with a stack-eye backfield with Drew Pearson in the backfield. Tony Hill splits out on the right side. And they now go with a power eye, and now they break it with Pearson in motion to the far side. An eye backfield. Play action fake to Dorsett. Staubach back to pass. Going long down the middle. Caught by Drew Pearson at the 30. They got him at the 25, and they swing him down at the 25.
There's the time you send the Cowboys send Hill deep as he could go. And they bring Drew Pearson underneath about 18, 19 yards from what they call the middle zone area. And he just came wide open. It's a good pass protection. And Roger hit it right on the numbers.
And it was a situation like this in 1973 that Drew Pearson caught that 83-yarder in the second half to break open the game against the Los Angeles Rams right here in Texas Stadium. Incidentally, these two teams in the playoffs in this stadium, 1-1. Slot left formation. Lone setback is Springs, who gets the pitch. It's an option pass. They're going downfield for Tony Hill. No! Touchdown! One official called a touchdown. The other waved him off, and then the other official agreed. We'll watch on the replay. They disagreed on the call. The man closest to the play called the touchdown. His companion official, a back judge, said it was not. We look on the replay. He got 1 foot down, the second foot. I don't know. It's very close from the angle that we saw in the first replay.
We got to look at another angle. We couldn't tell it on that angle. Here it comes again, and the official is down there splitting him.
One. I don't think he was in.
He was out. He was out.
He was not in.
His first 4 toes were out of bounds.
He was not in.
It was a good call. It was a good call by the one official, and he was overruled by well, it was a good call.
Dallas 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams. Staubach calls out the signals. Staubach hands it off up the middle of the Dorsett, slices his way inside the 20 and down to the 15-yard line. That is good enough. Well, it's very close. They had the first down where Dorsett left the ball, but the officials pulled it back, and he's going to be short by about a yard, so it's 3rd and 1. What a football game, Dick.
You can't beat a game like this. I don't care if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan or Ram fan. You can appreciate it if you're a Ram fan leading 14-5, but if you're a Dallas fan, you got to appreciate some of the stuff they're doing out there, too, because this is a great football game. There's a lot of hitting going on.
Staubach asking for quiet on 3rd and 1. 3 tight ends in the game. One wing back, he's to the far side, an eye backfield. Roger calls out the signal. Salty in motion. He hands it off to Springs. Has the opening. Batters his way down to the 15-yard line for a Dallas first down. Rams football brought to you by Continental Airlines. They might have a measurement, however. Continental brings the entire Pacific closer with flights to Hawaii, Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, and Samoa. You can hear the reaction. First down, Dallas. With the extra special service, it's made Continental famous. So call Continental. Let them show you the way to the Pacific. First half momentum in the corner of the Los Angeles Rams. Leading the way, the defense. And now the defense with its work cut out for them. Dallas is driven down to the 15-yard line after getting the ball at midfield with good field position. Now they have it at the 15, and the defense has to stiffen. Up and down set for the offensive line, a flip formation with two wide receivers on the near side. Rams leading in the game. Staubach back to pass. The blitz is on. Staubach just dumps the ball. He throws it away at the 10-yard line. No flag down. Brzezinski blitzing on the play, and there are a few other Rams in there. Jimmy Youngblood also forcing on the play.
Well, that's the time one play there, the Rams just turned everybody loose on Roger that time, and he had something going, maybe a screen play set up, or he had something deep, but he just didn't have enough time, and the Rams really got off the dime and put a lot of pressure on Roger.
Take out the middle linebacker now, Jack Reynolds. Bring in Eddie Brown on the nickel defense. Cowboys coming at them with Hill and Pearson to the far side, and I backfield of Tony Dorsett and Robert Newhouse. Now they split. 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line of the Rams as the crowd quiets down, and Staubach drops back to pass at the 25. He loops it for the end zone. It is incomplete. A penalty marker down. Intended for Dorsett. Jim Youngblood covering on the play. And they say pass interference to call on the Los Angeles Rams. And Youngblood picks up the pylon and slams it down. Let's listen to the call.
Defense, first down.
They have it. It was pass interference in the end zone, so it is first and goal to go from the 1-yard line. And now Dallas trying to get back in the game, and the Rams defense with an incredible task right here. They bring in now 4 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and Staubach asks for quiet. Cowboys going with 3 tight ends in the game. Wing back to the near side, and I backfield. Roger calls out the signals. 4 tries from 1 yard away. He turns. He hands it off to Springs. Touchdown! And blue bandanas out in force in Texas Stadium as this crowd explodes. The Cowboys have pulled to within 3 points of the Rams, and bear in mind the importance of that safety in a tight game. If they kick the PAT here and should happen to get a field goal later on, they're in front by 1 point because of the safety against Vince Ferragamo in the first half of play. Well, it's Septien to try for the PAT. It'll be Danny White to hold and Tom Rafferty to snap. The line sets for Dallas, and long count. Here's the snap. Perfect. The kick, the same. Timeout on the field with 7 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the third quarter of a great football game. The score, the Rams 14 and the Cowboys 12. This game tied as a tick in Texas Stadium. It is 14-12. The Rams leading the Cowboys, and ironically, that's the winning score for the Rams a few years ago. Their only win in the playoffs here in Texas Stadium. Septien to kick off. Triple safeties, Joe Dad and Eddie Hill and Eddie Brown for the Rams as you go from the near side to the far side. Septien starting off 35-yard line to your right. He booms at an arcing kick to the far side of the field where Eddie Hill gathers it in at the 10. He's back to the 15, to 20. Cuttering to the midfield stripe. Check that to midfield, and he is down at the 30-yard line. And that's where the Rams will put it in play as Guy Brown, a reserve linebacker, made the tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. Kickoff return of 19 yards.
But what the Rams got to do now is really keep their poise out there. Jim Youngblood was really upset, and he started yelling and throwing his arms up in the air at some people in the stands. You can't do that. You got to keep your head in the game and try to get back. You're still on top 14-12. What you're trying to do now is get back on the board.
I wonder if Denard is shaken up as they begin this drive with Ron Smith along with Billy Waddy on the near side of the field. An eye backfield, a handoff to Tyler, spins his way up the middle across the 30 and to the 34-yard line for a gain of 4. 2nd and 6 upcoming. Dwight David Lewis made the tackle. And Rams football brought to you by Chevrolet, your neighborhood Chevy dealer. They invite you to see the 1980 Malibu. You'll discover that Chevy's Malibu continues to offer great value, contemporary styling, and room for 6. See it at Chevy dealers everywhere. Rams break that oval huddle at the 25-yard line, the line of scrimmage between the 33 and the 34. High backfield, and the pitch goes to Wendell Tyler. He cuts to the outside. He's at the 40-yard line. First down, 45-yard line, and down at the 42, check that, the 47-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams for a first down. And Wendell Tyler getting effective after a slow first quarter of play. Tyler 13 carries for 40, check that, 62 yards in the game. Wendell with a touchdown grab coming out of the backfield, and now it's Lawrence McCutcheon in the game to give Tyler a breather.
Well, you know, something strange on the sidelines in addition to the game being played. The doctors are rushing over to Rod Perry, and there's something going on there on the sidelines. I'll try to get some more information on it.
And it's Denard who's on the trainer's bench on the near side of the field. Wendell Tyler being attended to. Here's the handoff that goes to Cullen Bryant. He does not get a block, and he is brought down as he gets to the line of scrimmage, the 47-yard line. Michael Hegman springing it out from linebacker.
Well, the Rams have been able to go to the right side of their line of scrimmage with pretty good success with the pitches and the handoff to both Tyler and Cullen Bryant. That time, the Cowboys kind of closed that off and didn't enable him to make that move. Tyler's down there trying to get his breath, evidently, because he made a pretty good run on that last play. He's sitting on the bench down there with Preston Denard. So we don't know what's going on the bench. But Tyler's getting ready to come back in, Al.
Drew Hill to the far side. I believe the Rams are calling the plays. New wide receivers in almost every play. Waddy on the near side. An eye backfield to Cullen Bryant along with Lawrence McCutcheon. And Ferragamo back to pass. He looks downfield. He throws with a middle leaping grab. Incomplete at the 35-yard line of the Cowboys. Bob Brunig broke it up. It was intended over the middle on a pass for Terry Nelson, the tight end, who had the ball but could not hang on. And it is now third down, and Wendell Tyler coming in. Third down and 10 to go from the 47-yard line of the Rams, who lead by a razor-thin margin of 2 points, 14-12, with 5:57 to go here in the third quarter of play in Texas Stadium. The winner takes on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 1 week from today. Smith on the near side. Waddy and Denard. Check that. Waddy and Hill to the far side. The backs are split. 3rd and 10. The Rams. Ferragamo going back to pass. He pumps it over the middle. He hits his man at the 43-yard of Dallas, but they drive him backwards. Waddy had to catch. Where is forward progress? He had to get to inside the 43, and I believe he did, and the first down for the Rams is indicated.
Now it's a fight on who's going to give them the maximum amount of yards on this play. One official is a foot inside, one's a foot outside. Now they're calling for a measurement. In fact, they gave it the first down. First down. Good play. That's the first time that a receiver has come back for the ball that Vince Ferragamo's been throwing. And Al, he has been pretty sharp as hitting the receiver on the nose, but the players have not been able to hang on to the football, even though it's been in traffic.
Ferragamo in the game, 7 of 13, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 125 yards. He has the ball in Dallas territory, 43-yard line, goes back to pass, looks downfield, still looking, he throws over the middle. Intercepted by Cliff Harris at the 22 of the Cowboys, back to the 30. He's to the 35, the 40-yard line, trying to get to the sideline, hammered down at the 43. And Dallas has the ball again, as Ferragamo's been intercepted for the second time this afternoon. Dallas ball at the 43 of the Cowboys.
That was the case here that Vince just threw that ball and got lost underneath somewhere, and he couldn't find everybody on the field.
Timeout on the field. 4:58 to go in the third quarter. The score: the Rams 14, the Cowboys 12.
Weekends were made for Michelob. Weekends were made for special friends. It's the time to have that smooth and mellow beer. It's Michelob. Here's one beer, the meaning's clear. It says you serve the best. Weekends were made for special times, special places, special things. Those special moments a weekend brings. It's the time to have that smooth and mellow beer. It's Michelob. Weekends were made for Michelob. Weekends were made for Michelob.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
And so another turnover for the Dallas Cowboys as Cliff Harris, their all-pro safety, comes up with the ball, and they have it at the 42-yard line of Dallas. Trailing by 2 points in the game. The white-shirted Cowboys break their huddle and deploy Drew Pearson to the far side, and they have it the wingback, Newhouse. They shift back now, two backs, Newhouse and Tony Dorsett in the backfield. Wingback near side, Jay Salty. Two tight ends. Now he's in motion to the far side. Here's the handoff to Dorsett. Can't go left, goes right, circles in the middle, spins off a tackle, and finally collapsed by Fanning at the 44-yard line. Jack Reynolds also there to make the tackle, the number 2 Ram tackler, and Mike Fanning. They say he got to the 45-yard line for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7 upcoming. And the thing that you have to pay attention to right now, the fact that Dallas has come from behind so many times with Staubach at the helm.
Well, you don't get enough points against Dallas. You got to keep scoring even after the gun goes off.
Pearson right and Hill is left, and they have so many offensive weapons. Staubach and Dorsett and Hill and Pearson. Roger turns, he hands it off to Dorsett. He is really clotheslined as he hits the 45-yard line by Hacksaw Jack Reynolds, who's playing well this afternoon.
Boy, it looked like he just had his number on him and said, I'm going wherever Dorsett goes, and I'm going to try to punish him. And that's exactly what he did. That's a hard lick, believe me. And you don't feel it until you get about 42 or 3 years old and you just fall over.
And now the Rams substituting along the defensive line to take out Brooks. They take out Jack Youngblood. They take out Brzezinski. They take out Jim Youngblood. They come in with Ken Ellis as an extra defensive back. They also come in with Disco Jerry Wilkinson, Fanning along the line, Doss along the line, and Dreyer along the line. And Staubach into the shotgun on 3rd and 7 from his own 45-yard line. Retreats to the 35, throws over the middle. Leaping grab by Preston Pearson for a first down at the 45-yard line, tackled by Elmendorf. And how many times have you seen Preston Pearson do that against the Los Angeles Rams? The oldest running back in the NFL, a 13-year veteran out of Illinois, an ex-basketball player there. It was in the 75 game when the Coliseum, his diving catches scored touchdown after touchdown for the Cowboys. And they have it 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of the Rams. And it is now 3 minutes exactly to go in the third quarter of play. The Rams clinging to a 2-point lead, 14-12. Staubach calls out the signals with an eye backfield. The up and down set by the offensive line. Roger with a pitch right that goes to Dorsett. He tries to get out of a tackle. He does. Still on his feet, trying to spin out of a number. He does. He's back to the hash marks. He's up to the 39-yard line and finally brought down there after running a good 50 yards back and forth, but running it east and west and not north and south. He is down after a gain of 4 yards. Dorsett breaking tackle after tackle. Rams football brought to you by Bank of America. What's one of the simplest ways to consolidate your expenses each month? Bank Americard Visa. When it's got Bank Americard on top, it's got Bank of America behind it. A gain of 4, 2nd and 6 upcoming, and Drew Pearson to the far side, and Tony Hill the near side. In the slot far side, it's Newhouse. Now he shifts into the backfield, where he is split along with Dorsett. A pro set for the Cowboys on 2nd and 6 from the 41 of the Rams. Hodges Staubach back to pass, sets up with the 50, shoots to the far sideline to Dupree, a flag down. Dupree dives for the first down marker at the 35, and I believe he made it. But there was a penalty marker down at the 40, and now they'll come over and confer, and we'll see what it's all about, and we will listen. Illegal motion, Dallas. Illegal procedure, Dallas. They changed it very quickly, but that's inconsequential because both of them carry a 5-yard penalty.
This game is getting very, very tight. And I hope that the players out there are not as tight as some of the people around us out here in the stands, or me. I've got a lump in my throat because I'm really enjoying this, but I am a little tight too watching it.
And you have to wonder what it means. An experienced team in tight, close games like Dallas. What role does experience play against a relatively, it's skill positions, the wide receivers, the quarterbacks for the Los Angeles Rams, the inexperience as opposed to the experience?
Well, if you don't think about it and keep playing emotional football, if you stop and think about I have to hang on, you're in trouble. If you don't and play the emotional game, I think you can get by it.
Double wing formation. That's the spread for the Cowboys on 2nd and 11 from the 46 of the Rams. And Staubach back to pass. Under pressure. Throws over the middle. Hits his man at the 32-yard line. It is a first down grab by Jay Salty, the tight end, with a stretching catch over the middle. And they spot the ball between the 31 and the 32. And Staubach, the one thing you have to say about him now, if he misses, chances are it's a drop because he is right on the money.
Every catch for a first down in the last 3 first downs for Dallas has been almost impossible catches. People have been all over the receiver, and the ball has been there on time. A little different than what the Rams were facing. Ferragamo was hitting people on the target with people on their backs, but the ball was not completed. Now it's going the other way with completion.
31-yard line of the Rams, the line of scrimmage. The Rams holding on to a 14-12 lead. A flip formation, double wide receivers on the near side. Here's the handoff up the middle. It goes to Dorsett. He weaves his way inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line, maybe the 27, where Nolan Cromwell makes the tackle for Los Angeles. They'll ominously, the Cowboys moving closer and closer to the Rams' goal line. Bear in mind the Rams clinging to a 2-point lead in the Lions' Den, Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. We're down to 45 seconds to go in the third quarter of a very tight and entertaining football game in the NFL playoffs. Tony Hill now in the game. He splits out to the near side as a flanker. Far side, it's Drew Pearson. Backs in an eye. Newhouse along with Dorsett. 2nd and 6. Here's Newhouse skipping through the middle of the line inside the 35 and down. Check that to the 23-yard line. He has to get down to outside the 21 for a first down. And the officials, I believe, are going to spot the ball a bit closer to the 24. So call it 3 to go for the first down, with third down upcoming. 3rd and 3, and time running out here in the third quarter of play in Texas Stadium. And the team's now shifting ends of the field with a gun in the background, ending the quarter with the score. The Rams 14, the Cowboys 12.
Well, you should see us now. We'd like to take a bow.
Get ready to take Continental Airlines for 50% with your United or American coupon. It's good on any nonstop Continental round-trip flight between Los Angeles and Chicago. Just bring it when you make your reservations, and we'll give you 50% off regular first class or coach full fares without restrictions of any kind. Why is Continental giving away somebody else's discounts? We figure once you sample our great service, you'll be back for more. So take us for 50%. Then keep on taking us for everything else we've got.
If they could see us now, we're better than before. We're gonna move our tail for you even more. What an airline, holy cow. We're Continental, all our friends should fly us. You should see us now.
Offer good only on nonstop round trips between Los Angeles and Chicago. Travel must be completed by December 15th.
All right, 3 quarters in the books, and the Rams holding on to a 14-12 lead. It's almost like a mountain climber trying to get up that mountain and clinging by his fingernails to the ledge as the Rams pick up a couple of touchdowns in the second quarter. And the only scoring we've had in this third quarter of play, the touchdown by Dallas, but the Rams have turned the ball over twice, and now the Rams trying to hold on, hoping the Cowboys can't capitalize on the latest interception. Third down at the 24-yard line. Fourth quarter begins. Here's Al.
They have it inside the 25, 3rd and 3. They're going from the standard set, not the shotgun. A pro set for the Cowboys at the 25 of the Rams. The Staubach sends Dorsett in motion to the far side. Long count by Roger. Back to pass. Guns it over the middle. Hits Pearson at the 10. Bulldog down right there by Cromwell. But it is first and goal to go for the Dallas Cowboys at the 9-yard line of the Rams.
Well, here's an update from the Rams bench with injuries. Rod Perry has a concussion. He might be back. Preston Denard has a concussion, and he will not return to the football game.
Well, 2 important players for the Rams. Los Angeles going in the secondary with Osteen and Thomas and Elmendorf and Cromwell. And Staubach back to the line. He has Drew Pearson on the near side. First and goal to go from the 9-yard line. An eye backfield of Newhouse and Dorsett. Cowboys trailing by 2 points. Handoff goes to Newhouse. Fumbles the football as he hits the middle of the line, and they dive for it, and I believe the Cowboys recovered the loose football. That ball popped free, and Body's diving for it as Newhouse was hit as he tumbled through the middle of the defensive line of the Los Angeles Rams. And some players also slowly getting up. And the man who had the football was number 68, Herbert Scott. So Scott, the left guard, falling on the football and saving possession for Dallas. That would have been a crucial turnover for the Cowboys had it occurred. He gains a yard down to the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal to go from the 8. Drew Pearson, load wide receiver on the near side. Salty tight end on the near side. Now he shifts side, wing back far side. Newhouse and Dorsett are split. Rams coming up on the line, threatening the blitz. The handoff goes to Dorsett, trying to swing to the outside. He turns the corner at the 5-yard line. Cromwell has him, knocks him down out of bounds at the 2-yard line. 3rd and goal to go from 2 yards away as Cromwell slowed him down. He was able to cause Dorsett to lose his balance and tumble out of bounds at the 2, save the touchdown for the Rams. So now 2, the important number here in Texas Stadium. The Rams leading by 2 points. The Cowboys 2 points away for a touchdown here in the 4th quarter of play. We are down to 13:05 and a very tight football game. Drew Pearson is out. They're coming in with Cosby, the extra tight end. 3 tight ends in the game. Dorsett and Newhouse. Staubach wants to call a timeout. Didn't like what he saw on the field. So Dallas making sure of what they're doing now. Timeout on the field, 12 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the game. And the score, the Rams 14, the Cowboys 12.
Chevy's got to drive. Chevy's got to drive. Come and get it. Cars and trucks, yeah, you're in luck. It's Chevy's National Economy Drive on.
Chevy's National Economy Drive is on, California, because your Chevy dealer wants to help you go farther on less. Right now at participating California Chevy dealers, you can take a special mileage meter test drive. It lets you see how good driving skills can improve your gas mileage. Come on in and test your skill and pick up your free copy of Chevy's booklet on fuel-saving tips. Also, check out the great values like Chevy Malibu and Malibu Wagon. Both have an EPA estimated 19 mpg, 26 highway. Remember, use the 19 estimated mpg for comparisons. Your actual mileage may differ. Actual highway mileage will probably be less than the highway estimate.
Chevy's got the drive. Chevy's got it. It's Chevy's National Economy Drive.
At your Chevy dealers now.
You have to wonder if Ray Malavasi is thinking about his bullpen right now. Cowboys have the ball 2 yards away from going ahead in the football game. They have it 3rd and goal to go from the 2-yard line. 3 tight ends in the game. Doug Cosby, Billy Joe Dupree, and Dave J. Saldy. 12:49 to go in the game. The Rams clinging to a 2-point lead. Staubach asking for quiet. 3 tight ends in the game. Up and down set by the offensive line. Wing back near side Saldy. Far side Dorsett. Newhouse the lone setback. Dorsett in motion near side. Staubach turns. Play action fake. Dumps it for the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown. Jay Saldy has put the Cowboys in front. Like a wheel turning ever so slowly, the Cowboys move downfield, eating up the clock, using play after play, finally whipping the ball to the end zone with Staubach, who is shaken up after the play, but gets a standing ovation as he leaves the field. And the ball jumped right over the middle, and naked, wide open in the end zone was Jay Saldy. And the Cowboys now lead it by a score of 18-14 and set the on to try for the point after touchdown that would put them up by 5. Rafferty over the ball, grabbing it with both hands. The line sets. Snap by Rafferty, hold by White, kick by Septien. Good. Time out on the field, 12 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the game. The score, the Dallas Cowboys 19, the Los Angeles Rams 14.
It's the smart and easy way to do your banking day to day. Money convenience at B.O.A.
There are lots of ways to save $1 at Bank of America because there are lots of savings plans. And no matter which one you choose, you get one big advantage: convenience. The convenience and safety of California's largest bank, but nearly twice as many branches statewide.
That's real convenience.
And they're filled with services to make savings easier, like walk-up or drive-up windows at most branches, so you can bank early and late. And there's money transfer service to make your savings deposits automatically.
That's real convenience.
No wonder so many of the people in Southern California bank with Bank of America. They found savings convenience.
Money convenience at B.O.A.
Member FDIC.
So the Los Angeles Rams now trailing in the game by a score of 19-14 for the first time since early in the game. And it's Septi in the kickoff 35-yard line to your left. He'll be kicking to Eddie Brown, and in the middle, Eddie Hill. On the far side, it's Jim Jodep. Dallas leading at home 19-14, 12:46 to go in the game. Ferragamo will be the quarterback when the Rams get the ball. Lee is not warming up. Ferragamo, 2 touchdown passes in the first half, 6 of 9, 2 TDs, but in the second half, ice cold, 1 of 5 and 2 interceptions. Sideways spinning kick, driven downfield, fielded at the 2-yard line by Hill. He's back to the 10, looking for a blocking, cuts up the middle at the hash marks across the 20, and down at the 23-yard line. So the Rams coach, Ray Malavasi, staying with Vince Ferragamo, the young quarterback who is only starting his 6th NFL game. And apparently for the moment, the Rams banner held firmly in the hand of Ferragamo as he goes into that huddle now in the fourth quarter of play with 12:36 to go. Ron Smith to the far side, Billy Waddy the near side. Running backs Wendell Tyler and Cullen Bryant. Ferragamo, the quarterback. Dallas shifting along the defensive line. Smith in motion near side. Handoff far side to Tyler. Veers to the outside. Drives his way across the 30-yard line and up to the 32. He is shy of the first down by a yard. 2nd and 1 upcoming.
The Rams have pretty good success running to the right side, towards Dutton's side, and he's trying to get used to that, I guess, Cowboy defense, but Tyler's been pretty successful going to his right, and he's picking the hole very well. He's laying back. He's not hitting it like you would on time, but he's just laying back, playing that peekaboo style running, and when he sees it, he makes that great move with that first 2 steps.
Rams now going with 3 wide receivers in the game. Here's the pitch to Cullen Bryant. Cullen Bryant upfield, the 35-yard line, the 36, and down there. That's a gain of 3 yards. Second, checked out a first down for the Rams as he had to go 1 for the first down. The gain of 3 goes up to the 37-yard line. First down for the Rams, and the play's most definitely coming in from the bench as Smith is in the game and Hill is out.
Well, the 3 points or a field goal would not help the Rams. We go back to that 2-point safety, which might play very, very big in this football game.
It's a 5-point difference. The safety against Ferragamo in the first quarter of play, had it not occurred, would just leave the Rams a field goal away. But now they need the touchdown, and time ticking down. 11:16 to go. Pitch to Tyler. End around to Waddy. Dutton stays home. And Waddy with the ball, the 35, the 40, and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. They gained on that play about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7 upcoming. Staying home to contain the play was, I believe, Harvey Martin. I believe it was Martin and not Dutton who was back there to try and contain, and he was the man who caused him to dip to the outside and kept that play from being busted for any longer yardage. It is 2nd and 7 now, the 40-yard line of the Rams. Waddy the far side, little Drew Hill the near side. The back split. Cullen Bryant along with Wendell Tyler. Cowboys leading by 5 points. Rams have the ball. Handoff to Tyler. Stumbles as he hits the line, but still gains yardage up to the 44-yard line as Larry Cole almost made a tackle behind the line.
And that was what you call a quick opener, too. I don't know if Vince could wheel around any faster than that. 1/2 a second later, he'd have missed Tyler because Tyler was trying to get by there with or without the ball. He's going through that hole.
Malavasi frantically messengering into plays with wide receivers as Ron Smith is now in the game and Drew Hill is out. The Rams have third down now, 3rd and 3, and bear in mind they're only 2 of 9 on third down conversions in this game. Waddy to the far side. It's Smith the near side. Dallas with extra defensive backs. They have 6 in the game. The dime defense. Wide split in the backfield. Quick opener up the middle. Colin Bryant shot out of a cannon across the 50 and down to the 45-yard line. The ex-safety with great acceleration up the middle. The perfect play. The soft underbelly of the flex exposed. And he got down to the 46-yard line.
Plus, the defensive line of the Dallas Cowboys in perfect position to run a trap play like that over the tackle, between the tackle and guard. They had what they call an even-man line along with the flex. And that's what you do. You just turn that big man loose. And he almost kept his balance and scored on that thing.
An important drive for the Rams. Here's Wendell Tyler zigzagging his way down to the 40-yard line for Los Angeles with a good gain on the play of just about 6 yards. And let's pause quickly for station identification. This is the Rams Radio Network.
This is Hilly Rose, Mr. Nice Guy on KMPC. People call me to talk about everything from Iran to life's little irritations. If I'm such a nice guy, how come they call me all those terrible names? Monday through Friday, 8 to midnight, KMPC Los Angeles.
Rams out again. 2nd and 4 upcoming. Flip formation. Double wide receivers. Smith and Waddy near side of the field. The backs are split. The pitch goes to Cullen Bryant by a tackle behind the line. But good pursuit by Dallas. Drives him down as he gets just barely inside the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3 upcoming as they spot the ball at the 39-yard line of the Cowboys. Larry Cole, the 12-year man from Hawaii. 23rd playoff game for him. That's a record in the NFL. Lurch made the tackle that time for Dallas. And now mass substitutions. Aaron Mitchell in. Dennis Thurman, who had an interception this afternoon, he's in the game. And they take out a linebacker and a defensive lineman. Draw play up the middle. Goes to Cullen Bryant. Has the first down inside the 35 to the 34. Michael Hegman made the tackle, but the Rams with the first down as Cullen Bryant running well.
You really have to appreciate the offensive line of the Los Angeles Rams in this drive. They are really firing off that ball, and the backs, Tyler and Cullen Bryant, are running with their nose headed for that goal line, and they're running with a lot of authority out there, and they're getting everything they can out of each play.
And the clock important. 8:10 to go in the game. We saw Danny White warming up on the sideline. Wonder if something's wrong with Staubach, who had his bell rung earlier. 1st and 10, 34-yard line, slot formation. Now they break it with Waddy in motion to far side. An eye backfield, and the pitch goes to Tyler, searching for an opening, caught by a leg, spins down to inside the 32-yard line for a gain of perhaps 3. And Rams football brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Has your homeowner's insurance kept pace with what your house is worth today? Better call your fast, fair, and friendly Farmers agent to help you see that your home is insured for the increasing cost of replacing it. Well, they have a somewhat judicious placement of the ball at the 32-yard line, so give them a gain of a little bit more than 2. Call it 2nd and 8 upcoming. Waddy is right, and Hill is left, and a wide split in the backfield might indicate a pass. The Rams have stayed primarily on the ground in this drive as they have the ball in Cowboy territory at the 32-yard line. Ferragamo back to pass, dumps it long, downfield. Waddy incomplete at the 1-yard line, a leaping attempt at the 1. As Benny Barnes was on his back, Waddy had position as he left his feet. He leaped at the 1. He had the ball, but he could not hang on.
The ball was on the money. We'll look at the instant replay. Ferragamo had enough time. He had been running the ball quite a bit. And even though Waddy was covered, the ball was there. It looked like he jumped maybe a little too soon. He was coming down where he couldn't protect his body, take his body and protect himself as he caught the ball away from the defender. Maybe just a step too soon on his jump.
32-yard line of the Cowboys. It is 3rd and 8, and here come the Rams, Drew Hill and Billy Waddy on the near side. A tumultuous roar in Texas Stadium as they try to urge the defense on. Ferragamo back to pass. He throws over the middle. He hits Smith, who juggles the ball. Incomplete pass, they call it. Incomplete pass. Cowboys, Randy Hughes trying to run with it, but it is called an incomplete pass. He did not have possession of the ball.
Boy, that sure looked kind of close. It looked like it was completed. He took a couple. I don't know. He didn't have full possession of it. He was juggling it as he came down and tried to run with it. They call it incomplete. And the Rams now are thinking about, with this fourth down situation, are they going to go for it with 7 minutes and 4 seconds? They call a timeout, and Vince Ferragamo was on the side talking to Coach Ray Malavasi now, so we'll see what happens.
Well, it's now or never for the Los Angeles Rams. Bob Lee still quiet on the sideline, so Malavasi is putting his fate in the hands of Vince Ferragamo as the Rams trailing in the game 19-14. And again, the question that we asked at the outset, can the Rams do it with as inexperienced a quarterback as they have in Vince Ferragamo? This is only his 6th NFL start. Will it be like the Houston Oilers? Will they throw a youngster like Gifford Nielsen into the battle and he comes through? Or will the Rams fall shy because of inexperience in a key position quarterback?
Well, when you start talking about inexperience, you talk about turnovers. Let's go back and look at some turnovers. What has been the turnovers? The Rams had the last 3 possessions, had 2 interceptions. That's a turnover in big plays, and had the ball not been intercepted, it should have been in position to do something else getting on the board. Maybe you're across the 50-yard line in maybe 2 of those 3 situations. So if that's the case, then maybe inexperience might be the key to the game.
Ferragamo is conferred on the near sideline. Also in there to say a few words is Bob Lee. Malavasi talking to Lee, who seems to be helping out the brain trust right now, as he is part and apparently an integral part of that discussion. 32-yard line. And Gino, the Rams now have 2 timeouts left as they've used one here. 7:04 to go in the game. Cowboys 19. Rams 14. One of the big plays of the game right here. And it's Waddy right. And Ron Smith left. The backs are split. Ferragamo with a din in his ears, calling the signals. Looking right and left and right again. Backpedaling. Cowboys coming after him. He throws under pressure. Flag down. Pass interference at the 20-yard line and very apparent against Cliff Harris, who crawled inside the jersey of Drew Hill at the 20-yard line. And we saw the important pass interference called on the part of Jimmy Youngblood in the end zone that set up a Cowboy touchdown earlier in the game. Well, now we see one on the part of an all-pro, Cliff Harris.
Not too bad of a call on the instant replay. Harris did have a piece of Smith's back as he was going down. So no, it wasn't a bad call. It's not as bad as it looked right here as far as the Dallas fans and people in the stands, period. And they're having a little argument down there now, and we're going to find out exactly what the call is, but it looked like it was on Harris. He had his hands on Ron Smith going down, and I thought it was a pretty good call. Dallas is kicking the flag around a little bit, not with their hands. They're kicking it with that right foot kicking toe.
No
like
foul. Down. The defender did not shove.
I didn't hear that. I know it was no foul. You can hear the reaction in the background. They took it away. He changed the call. And I don't know. It looked pretty darn apparent to me.
In the replay, it had nothing to do with the call that we're getting.
We'll watch it again. Ferragamo back to pass. He threw it over the middle. Intended for him. And apparently on the replay, I don't know, did he make contact or not? You saw the man go down. The replay did not show any contact by Harris. But was there contact before the replay picked it up in the camera's view? The official said no, and a very crucial call in Texas Stadium, and the game may hang in the balance because of that one. Staubach back at quarterback, 32-yard line of Dallas, and now the clock is something that they would like to eat up with 6:59 to go and leading by 5 points, 19-14. How long will they talk about that call? The crowd quiets down. The handoff up the middle of Dorsett. He breaks it to the 40, the 45-yard line, breaking tackles along the way, trying to get loose at the 50, the 45, and down at the 41-yard line of the Rams. Dallas sensing a victim bleeding going in for the kill after the crucial call by the official as they called pass interference against the Cowboys. Cliff Harris and then took it back. It is the Cowboys' ball at the 42-yard line of the Rams, who have played valiantly on defense this afternoon. But can they hold on and get the ball back? Dallas driving on the first play to the 42-yard line of the Rams. Staubach calling out the signals with an eye backfield of Newhouse and Dorsett. Here's the pitch to, now it's Springs in the backfield, leaps over a tackler, swung down at the 43-yard line by Jim Youngblood. Might be a loss on the play. 5:54 to go in the game. And the Rams are staying with Vince Ferragamo. Bob Lee still not warming up.
That's awful strange, and we thought we would see him maybe at the beginning of the second half, but no Bob Lee warming up, and no Bob Lee in the ball game. So that's kind of strange right now with the Rams needing a touchdown.
Malavasi is still arguing about the pass interference call, and you have to question the wisdom of that. They have to be concerned with the Cowboys now, and not past history. 5:24 to go in the game. Up and down set by the offensive line. It is 2nd and 10 from the 42-yard line. Dallas leading by 5. Staubach on the handoff to Newhouse. Grabbed up at the line. He keeps his legs churning and is down to the 40-yard line. Youngblood had him, but Newhouse kept his legs churning to inside the 40. And Rams football brought to you by Chevron USA and your local Chevron dealer, reminding you that right now it's more important than ever to make our nation's energy resources go a long way. Remember, it only takes a little energy to save a lot when we all work together. Cowboys now will go with the shotgun formation from the 40-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams in a key third down play. The Rams have to get the ball back, trailing by 5. Spread formation. Staubach with Pearson behind him. Double wing formation. Staubach back to pass. Goes long downfield near sideline, trying to draw an interference call. It's incomplete. Pat Thomas side by side with Drew Pearson at the 20-yard line. And on the incomplete pass, the clock is stopped with 4:29 to go in the game, and the Rams defense is held, and the Rams offense will get the ball back. Crowd quieting down at the realization of that prospect. Official timeout called right now is apparently Preston Pearson shaken up, and Dr. Pat Hughes racing out to attend to him. And while that happens, timeout on the field with 4 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the game. The score, the Cowboys 19, the Rams 14.
You know, most people make two major investments in their lifetime. One is their house, and the other is their life insurance policy. How good both investments turn out to be depends to a large extent on how carefully they were entered into. That's why Farmers New World Life Insurance Company invites you to look into their extraordinary Alpha life insurance policy. Extraordinary because Alpha offers so many additional advantages over and above just life coverage. For instance, with the Alpha plan, you can put away money in a special premium deposit fund. Now, that lets you earn a good rate of interest, currently at 7% with 3.5% guaranteed. Any additional money you send in with your future premiums earns the same rate. And should you lose your job or suffer some other loss of income, your life insurance premiums are automatically paid from this fund. Now, you can withdraw all or part of the money on 30 days' notice without paying any penalty. Yes, you can bank on Farmers Alpha policy. Let a fast, fair, and friendly Farmers agent show you.
Into the end zone, a touchback, and the Rams will take over at the 20-yard line, 80 yards away from the Cowboy end zone, and a crucial drive upcoming as the Rams just about half the score right now with 4:22 to go in the game, and they are remaining with Vince Ferragamo as Ray Malavasi is going to keep his young quarterback in there. Ferragamo pulls this game out. No telling what it would do for his career and confidence, but the other side of the coin is an experienced quarterback on the sideline in Bob Lee, and he is remaining on the sideline and is not going to be sent into the game, at least not yet. He is not even warming up. So Malavasi casting his lot with Ferragamo and hoping that he draws the right cards. Scoring plays in the game. Saldi, the last one, the 2-yard pass from Staubach, wide open, and that is the difference in the game. Springs, a 1-yard run. Interference called on Jim Youngblood, set that one up. Earlier in the game, the scores came like this. Ferragamo tackled in the end zone for a safety. Tyler, a beautiful 32-yard pass from Ferragamo. 2 touchdowns in the first half for Vince, yet in the second half, 2 interceptions. Smith, an incredible catch on a 43-yard pass from Ferragamo as he stole away from Randy Hughes and set the end of the 33-yard field goal, and that's the way the game has gone. And now the Cowboy fans, realizing the game hangs in the balance, trying to exhort the Cowboy defense as the Rams start at their own 20-yard line. Smith and Waddy far side. Do or die for the Rams. Ferragamo throws. He hits Waddy at the 30, the 40-yard line. He's by a tackle at the 50-yard line. He's out of bounds at the 44-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas defense, susceptible all year to long plays, gives up another long play late in the game. Clock is rolling. It's down to 4:01 to go in the game. The Rams are 5 points away. And now, white-knuckle time in Texas Stadium as the Cowboy fans wonder if the Dallas defense can hang on. Double wide receivers the far side. Hill along with Waddy. The pitch to the near side goes to Wendell Tyler. Upended and spilled at the 42-yard line. He gains 2, possibly 3 yards. And the clock continuing to tick down. 3:41 to go in the game. Now down to 3:38. And they say that Tyler was down at the 44-yard line. A somewhat questionable placement of the football gives the Rams now 2nd and 10 at the 44-yard line. He was in midair when he was at the 42. Flip formation, double wide receivers, Waddy along with Smith. Ferragamo calls out the signals. Wide split in the backfield. He goes back to pass. Pressure on. Look out. Ferragamo out of the rush. A flag flying. He's going to scramble. Fumbles the football out of bounds. And the Rams will retain possession. There was a flag down in the offensive backfield. We wonder if it might be some kind of holding call. It is. A costly call against the Los Angeles Rams. It will give them a 2nd and 20 situation. The ball just outside their own 45. And the clock shows 3:34 to go in the game. The Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs have met 5 times. Cowboys have won 3 of those meetings. The call holding
77
against Doug France, trying to keep out Harvey Martin. D.D. Lewis out of the game. Cowboys bringing in an extra defensive back. Here come the Rams on 2nd and 20. Everybody in the stadium knows they have to pass, and it's Hill and Waddy to the far side. Prevent defense for the Cowboys. Ferragamo back to pass. A pump fake. Another pump fake. He throws the bomb downfield. It is incomplete at the 8-yard line, far sideline. Waddy leaping in the air. He was down there along with Cliff Harris, and one of the Cowboys double teaming him down there, also shaken up on the play, and that's the veteran Benny Barnes. An incomplete pass. It is 3rd and 20, and you heard the lack of noise on the part of the Cowboy fans, wondering if pass interference might have been called, but it was not anywhere close to pass interference, as each and every man going after the ball. And Rams football brought to you by Anheuser-Busch Brewers of Michelob. Remember, holidays and weekends are made for Michelob. 2:55 to go in the game. 3rd and 20 for the Rams. They trail 19-14. Waddy the far side, Smith the near side, Tyler in motion near side, Ferragamo back to pass, pressure on, rolls out, incomplete as he underthrew his intended receiver at the 50-yard line. 4th and 20 for the Rams. And the blue and white bandana's out again. The incomplete pass stops the clock with 2:52 to go in the game. And right now, Ray Malavasi and Lionel Taylor conferring with the offense. If they go for it on 4th down, they are in danger now of giving the ball to the Cowboys in great field position, and so they go with a percentage play of giving up the football with 2:52 left in the hopes that the defense of the Rams can get the ball back. Number 81, Steve Wilson, a rookie from Howard University, back to receive the punt at the 12-yard line. Ken Clark at the 30. And they're saying too much time, and they apparently have taken too much time, and it'll be a 5-yard delay of game penalty against the Los Angeles Rams. Delay of game penalty. Let's listen.
Delay of game, number 13, offense, 4th down.
So the ball now outside the 40-yard line, and moving up 5 yards is Steve Wilson to the 15 to your left. 2:52 to go in the game. 19-14 Dallas. Clark back at the 26-yard line to your right. Dan Reisig getting set to snap. He does. It's waist high. Here's the punt. It is a high tumbling kick. Fair catch called for and made by Wilson at the 21-yard line. And now the Cowboys hope to maintain possession of the football, to eat up the final 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And if they have the ability to do that, victory will be there before this packed house of 64,000 in Texas Stadium. Now the Rams defense has to get the ball back. And you can believe they're looking for a turnover right here. Roger Staubach out on the field. Staubach with an incredible record of bringing his team from behind. He brought them back from a 9-point deficit in this game. And that's small potatoes compared to what he did against the Washington Redskins 2 weeks ago. Deficits of 13 points and 17 points. Staubach 4 times this year has led the Cowboys to 2-minute victories. And in his career, he's done it a passel of times. And now victory is on his mind, and the means of achieving that victory, just hanging on to the football and eating up the clock. Timeouts left of key importance to the Rams. They have 2 left, and now warming up on the near sideline is Bob Lee. But does he have enough time? And can the Rams get the football back? Ferragamo was solid in the first half of play. 2 touchdown passes, 6 of 9. But since that time, Ferragamo has completed 3 passes in the second half of play, 3 of 11. Well, here comes Roger, an up and down set. You have to think run right now. Will he do something differently? Newhouse and Dorsett, the running backs, the handoff to Newhouse, and he's met right at the line and driven down after a 1-yard gain, and the Cowboys watch the Rams call a timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining. 2:41 to go in the game, as the Rams stop him right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 2nd and 10 upcoming. Jack Reynolds out of the game to the near sideline. The Rams, no doubt, will go in with that nickel defense, the prevent defense. And you have to say, when you hold the Dallas Cowboys to 19 points in a game, you've done an outstanding job. It's been the lack of scoring by the Rams offense in the second half of play, and the 2 interceptions, which have been crucial, that have hurt the hopes of Los Angeles. A time running out in their season unless they can get the ball back. 2:41 to go in the game. And Reynolds will remain in the game as he went over to the near side of the field to confer with Bud Carson, the defensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Rams. Well, a correction on that stat in the second half of play. Ferragamo ice cold, 2 of 11 for only 47 yards in the second half of play. Do the Rams have enough time to get the ball back and score again? Because they trail by 5 points. A field goal will do them no good. The team that loses waits till next year. The team that wins, well, if it's the Cowboys, they'll play in Texas Stadium next week against the Bucs. If it's the Rams, they'll travel to Tampa Bay. Staubach, the quarterback, hit on the far side along with Drew Pearson. Near side, Butch Johnson. Lone setback, Tony Dorsett. In motion, Drew Pearson near side. 2nd and 10. Staubach back to pass. Little flanker screen to the far side to Tony Hill. He is brought down at the line of scrimmage. And it'll now be 3rd and 10, and a timeout called again. The clock is stopped as the Rams have used their last timeout. The Rams have used their last timeout. So if they get the ball back, if they can hold Dallas on this 3rd down play, and the Cowboys on 3rd down conversions are 5 of 12 this afternoon. If they can hold them, They'll have to stop the clock with sideline passes and incomplete passes. They have no other means to do it. But first of all, they have to hold them on this third down play. If Staubach can pick up the first down, and looks like the Cowboys will be on their way to another game in the playoffs. Because the Rams will have absolutely no way to stop that clock. So those who thought that it might be a lopsided, one-sided game, I'm sure are pleasantly disappointed this afternoon, because the Los Angeles Rams, with so many injuries this year, the two starting wide receivers out for most of the season, Pat Hayden out for the second half of the season, cornerbacks crippled, players out at one time or another during this game. They have battled the NFC's representative in the Super Bowl team last year to a very tight football game, and now they just want to get the ball back one last time to see what Bob Lee can do. Up to this point, this has to be considered the play of the game. 3rd and 10, Dallas, shy of their 21. Drew Pearson, the far side. Tony Hill, the near side. Pat Thomas watching Tony Hill. The far side, it's Osteen watching Drew Pearson. And I backfield, now it's the shotgun, I should say. The spread set. Staubach back to pass. Pressure on. Has time. Flags flying. They're chasing him. Staubach brought down at the 16-yard line. The clock is running. The clock is running. Now it's stopped momentarily at 2:25. A penalty flag is down, and that's the reason the clock was stopped. Pat Donovan may have been called for holding. We'll wait and see. But the Rams will decline that penalty and let that down box spin. They've got to get the ball back, and yes, indeed. Pat Donovan called for holding. The Rams declined the penalty, and the defense has done the job. Dreyer and Dawson, Fanning and Youngblood and Brodzinski and Reynolds and Jim Youngblood and Osteen and Elmendorf and Eddie Brown and Ivory Sully. Salute them all as they have held the Dallas Cowboys, and the Rams pick up what is technically their first sack of the afternoon. Danny White back to punt. 4th and 10. 21-yard line. Eddie Brown at the 41. Remember, the Rams do not have a timeout remaining. Here's the snap. He gets the kick away, and he uncorks a beauty. Brown at the far sideline at the 43. He's back to the 50 and out of bounds to stop the clock. The clock stopped as he is out of bounds and stopped on the change of possession. And the Rams will have the ball 50 yards away. And we look on the field to see who comes in at quarterback. Vince Ferragamo will remain at quarterback despite Bob Lee warming up. So again, Malavasi putting his fate in the hands of Vince Ferragamo, the young quarterback, 50 yards away. The game on the line. 2:16 to go. Hill to the far side, along with Waddy. Denard playing with a concussion on the near side. The backs are split. Ferragamo back to pass. He sets up. He has time. He throws. Waddy with a catch at the 25, the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Rams! Touchdown Rams! Billy Waddy on a 50-yard grab raced the breadth of the field, caught the ball at the 25-yard line, sped through the secondary. The Rams are jubilant. They lead the Cowboys by 1 point, 20-19. And it reminds, I'm sure, many in Texas Stadium of another young quarterback on Thanksgiving Day against the Washington Redskins, throwing a 50-yard touchdown scoring strike with 50 seconds to go in the game. And that player, Clint Longley, firing a strike to Drew Pearson. But there are 2:06 to go in the game. The Rams have the lead now. They'll try to make it a 2-point lead. The kick is up, it limps through, and the kick is good. What a game in Texas Stadium. And I don't know, with 2:06 to go, what the outcome will be. But you have to salute the Los Angeles Rams. You have to salute Vince Ferragamo. You have to salute Malavasi for keeping him in there. I thought he would go to Lee. It would be the percentage play, but he showed guts and it paid off. And now it's up to the defense. The Rams are 2 minutes and 6 seconds away from the NFC Championship game in Tampa Bay. Can they hold on to the specialty teams? Can they hold on defensively? The game is not over yet. Not with Roger Staubach at quarterback. Cowboys have Wade Manning, Ron Springs, Steve Wilson, triple safeties. Bear in mind, Staubach, 4 2-minute victories this year. Don't go away. Do I have to tell you that? 2:06 to go. The Rams 21, the Cowboys 19 in an incredible game in Texas Stadium. Dan Rysick, most excited of all. He'd like to go back to play against his old teammates, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's slapping hands on the near sideline. But the Rams know it is not over yet. Staubach with 23 fourth-quarter rallies in his career. 16 in the last 2 minutes, and every time he has led the team to a score, they have eventually won. Long drive by Corral. Back to the goal line is Franks. 5, 10, 15, 20. Down in a pile of bodies around the 21-yard line. And the Rams racing on the field defensively, knowing with 1:57 to go in the game, that is how far away they are from Tampa Bay, Florida. Timeout on the field, 1:57 to go, down to the 2-minute warning. The score, the Rams 21 and the Cowboys 19. The Cowboys immediately go into the shotgun. 79 yards, 1 minute and 57 seconds separate the Rams from victory. Dorsett on the sweep out of the shotgun. He is up to the 30 and down at the 33-yard line. Cowboys have 2 timeouts left. And they're down to 1:47. He did not get out of bounds to stop the clock. 33-yard line. The Cowboys trying to drive downfield. Staubach out of the shotgun in a running play that time that caught the Rams flat-footed. Rams trying to hold on defensively. A big play for Dallas. Out of the shotgun, Staubach back to pass. He pump fakes. He throws long downfield, incomplete. He overshot his intended receiver, Tony Hill. Covering on the play was Rod Perry at the 50-yard line. An incomplete pass to stop the clock with 1:27 to go in the game. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Dallas Cowboys from their own 33-yard line. And a great game, and tributes to both the Los Angeles Rams and the Dallas Cowboys, no matter who wins this football game. Some Rams are slapping hands on the near sideline, but if you've seen Dallas play this year and with Staubach at quarterback since 1972, you know that a game is never over as long as Staubach has the ball. 2nd and 10. Hill to the far side. To the near side, it's Drew Pearson, along with Jay Soldi. Shotgun. Staubach back to pass. 2nd and 10 from his 33. Bouncing in the pocket. Flushed out of the pocket. Looking to throw on the run. Throws it downfield. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Dallas from the 33-yard line. Mike Fanning and a covey of Rams chasing Roger Staubach. And now it's 3rd and 10. And time running out now on Dallas. 1:19 to go in the game. The Rams 21. The Cowboys 19. A field goal would win it for Dallas, but can they get close enough? They're deep in their own into the field right now at the 33-yard line. It is 3rd and 10 in the big play for the Rams defense of Youngblood and Fanning and Dawson Dreyer, of Brodzinski, and a total of 6 defensive backs. Hill the near side. Pearson the far side. Spread formation. 3rd and 10. Staubach takes the snap. He has time. He sidearms it. It is an ineligible receiver that caught the ball. Herbert Scott. That is a loss of down. and a long penalty, and as a result, that'll be 4th down upcoming and distance. 4th down and distance for Roger Staubach, who threw to an ineligible receiver, Herbert Scott. And I have never, in watching Roger Staubach 4 seasons here in Dallas, seen that kind of thing happen. Now it is now 4th down and a penalty. Let's listen.
Ineligible pass receiver, illegally catching a football, loss of down and 10, number 68, offense, 4th down.
So it is now 4th down and 20 yards to go for the first down. And a stunned crowd in Texas Stadium wonders if Staubach can solve 4th and 20 from his own 23-yard line with 1:14 to go in the game. And for the Rams defense, the play of the game now. If they take over, they have victory. If Staubach picks it up, he keeps the Cowboys alive. A low snap. He fields. He has time. He throws downfield long. Incomplete. And the Rams take over on downs at the 23-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. And that should do it. With 1 minute and 8 seconds to go, the Los Angeles Rams look like they're on their way to Tampa Bay, Florida. Roger Staubach, and in this weekend of surprises, who thought it would happen? They had all the aces in their hands. They had home field. They had the home field advantage. They had the hot quarterback in Roger Staubach. They had momentum with that great victory over the Washington Redskins. But it looks like the Los Angeles Rams, with 1 minute and 8 seconds to go in the game, have the most important item of all, final victory. Ferragamo, all he has to do is hand it off a fall down. He hands it off to Bryant, who is down to the 18-yard line, and Dallas will call a timeout. They now have 1 timeout left. 1 timeout remaining for the Dallas Cowboys. And many of the faithful here in Texas Stadium, and how many times have they seen come from behind victories in great games in this ballpark? Many of the faithful now turning to go to the parking lot here in Texas as the Cowboys, a seemingly invincible team with their great offense, and a team with momentum and the home field advantage, just might have come up short on the gamble. And it is nothing but that, the gamble of Ray Malavasi. And you have to take your hat off to him. When everybody, including this announcer, thought he had to go to another quarterback. The handoff to Bryant again. He goes down to the 17-yard line, maintains possession of the football. Dallas utilizes their final timeout. It will be now 3rd down upcoming for the Rams with 56 seconds to go in the game. And the Rams now just hope to pick up some yardage, hope to eat up that clock. 56 seconds to go in the game. And the Los Angeles Rams overcoming incredible obstacles this season, losing their number 1 quarterback, their top 2 cornerbacks, their top 2 wide receivers, and then the gamble by Ray Malavasi in this game. Never going to the bullpen, staying with, in essence, a rookie quarterback in Ferragamo, who now has it 3rd and 4, no Dallas timeouts left, but he has to contend with 56 seconds to go in the game. He turns, he hands it off to Bryant, who batters his way down to the 15-yard line, and the clock will run now. The Rams now, all they have to do is eat up 45 seconds. They've got 1 more play. Chances are they'll take a delay of game and then run that last play, and I think that might be enough to do it. They have 19 seconds left on the 30-second clock. Dallas does not have a timeout left, and the Rams now are 24 seconds away from victory. The Rams now are going to take a delay of game penalty. They'll take the delay of game penalty. Ferragamo is not even going to behind center. He'll take the delay of game. And they'll march off 5 yards from the 15 to the 20. And that will stop the clock with 13 seconds to go. And now the Rams are going to come out and try for a field goal. And this, I have to question. The Rams now are trying for a field goal with 13 seconds to go, and I don't believe it. I don't understand it. You would think they would be content to just fall on the football, but they're going for the field goal, and if I just don't believe it. It'll be an attempt of 37 yards. The fans booing, figuring that's a fake by Cromwell. He looks downfield. He's going to run. He's down. Does he have the first down? He does. He hit the first down marker at the 13-yard line. It was a fake field goal. Cromwell went out of bounds with 6 seconds to go in the game. And now they will come out and apparently run the final play. The Cowboys and the Rams have battled in this game, and I am, if nothing else, glad to see the Los Angeles Rams not try for that field goal attempt, which would have been rubbing salt into the wounds of the Dallas Cowboys, who are now on the ropes. And apparently the only purpose for lining up in the field goal situation was to try the fake. They picked up the first down. Now all they have to do is fall down on the football. Ferragamo calls out the signals, drops to his knees. The Rams protected. 4, 3, 2, 1. On to Tampa Bay for the Los Angeles Rams, who have defeated the Dallas Cowboys by a score of 21-19.